TV. Line them up.
What's good, CBR fan? We back here once again. It's your boy Trav. We waiting for Keno to get here, but we got a good episode tonight, man. We got our boy Tuck coming back, and I'm sorry, but I can't promise y'all that tonight won't go off the rails. But we're gonna get this thing going on in a second here. What up? What up, everybody's here? What's up, Mike from 1776? We got John Jones here. We got Dee Dee. We got cousin Lupe. Lupe, I saw your show, man. We're gonna talk later. What up, Chris from In the Box? We got your banner running already. We got Salad Mander. We got Mikey Marsh. And I'm gonna show Chris's commercial. Okay, so that's from our sponsor, Chris. Don't forget, if you need some 3D printed things, even some things that you just dreaming up in your mind, go hit up Chris and see if Chris can help you out. And don't forget to use the Chondro Bar Room code to save yourself some nickels and dimes out here. Um, what's up, irresistible ball pythons? Hey, Tuck gonna be here in a minute. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is our MVF deep dive, and I'm gonna talk about an actual article or a post that I go look at all the time because I am hyper paranoid about the things that come out of my snake's ass. So the post is called typical Morelia viridis parasites. Now, if you go look at it, you can see that they've got magnified pictures of roundworms, tapeworms, lungworms, uh, hepatic, 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 something like that. Pinworms, hookworms, fluke worms, and all these pictures actually come out of the same snake. So in this article, it actually lists a book that I've been trying to look for, and I haven't seemed to find it yet. But the book is called "Understanding Reptile Parasites." And it's from a company. It was produced by a company called Advanced Vivarium Systems. And this book actually supposedly, because I haven't seen it, but I believe the information that's in there that they have in this post about it. But it talks about the pros and cons of treating parasites, how to treat certain parasites, and even collection methods. Like if you don't have a float, you can use like water and sugar to make a float to preserve this animal poop so you can get it into your vet. It also talks about other things that you may need, especially if you're gonna go and you're gonna take the poop and you're gonna look at it yourself. Um, like certain type of chemicals you need to like process the poop to be able to look at it better. Um, but it talks a lot in that post. It talks a lot about the standard version according to this book of how to treat these reptile parasites. And it's actually a really good post to look at if you have questions. Furthermore, besides the supplies, you have people giving their own basic information about how they actually treat it. Um, and you see all types of different medications. Um, I use Panacure. I used to. Now I still have Panacure. I used to, but in the last 3 years or so, I don't think I really use Panacure except for once. For the most part, I just took the animal to the vet. I got a pretty good vet. But if you think that you want to treat it yourself and you are looking to use Panacure, hit me up because a very good person sent me a Panacure calculator, and this dude is hella smart, way smarter than I am. So if you need that, let me know. If you're looking for this article or this post in the NVF let me know and I'll send it to you. I gotta find a better way to get this shit to y'all. Gotta figure it out, man. But we will. Everything is, a work in progress. Uh, don't do that. We're not doing that. Everything is work in progress around here. If you've been here from the beginning, um, you see us basically have no structure to us kind of have some structure to us probably getting more structure as of recent events that have occurred. But I promise y'all a good show tonight, so we're gonna give y'all a good show. Um, and we definitely gonna go off the rails for a little bit because we got Tuck, aka Mr. Skoldesack himself. So show some love to my cousin Tuck. Put your goddamn hat
Thank you,
on. Put
thank
it.
you, thank you.
Put your hat the fuck back on. Put it the fuck back on,
Just for
Tuck.
you, bud. Just for you.
What's up, bro, man? I
How
missed
you
you, bro.
doing? I
Good.
know
I'm
it's been
glad
a
that,
minute.
yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm glad we've had some pretty good conversations lately. Um, and I'm glad to see your face, bro. I gotta see you at a show eventually. But
I know.
people came here and showed up to see you because people love you, bro.
I gotta show my face a little bit more. I'm always taking pictures of the animals, but
Yeah,
never really kind of think of myself.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
And when
Right.
somebody asked me one time, I forgot who it was. He was like, "I've never seen Tuck. What does Tuck even look like?" I told him, "You look like a juggalo."
Thank you.
I,
I don't know if
I
that's a
don't.
compliment or not.
It's
Um,
not. It's not a compliment at all.
well, naturally, I always just say thank you to like everything. Like, oh, thank you. um, but that's fantastic. Well, this is what I look like. It's nothing special. I'll be 30 next month, so
Hey man, welcome to the old ass dude club, man.
I know
You
I'm
ain't
finally there. I can
you you're
officially.
gonna have
I can't get
some
the senior
weird things
citizen
happen.
discount yet, which sucks. But
Nah, you don't need a senior citizen discount, man. You gotta figure out how to finesse. You gotta figure out how to finesse people just into any discount, man. You harass people enough, they be like, man, get your ass out of here. I'll just give you this little 5%, this 10%. Uh,
I'm
man, I
terrible. Like, I sell snakes, but when I end up selling it, I talk to him. And I'm like, man, you seem like a pretty cool person. I'm gonna sell you for something a little bit cheaper, and I just like knock my own price down. Be like, man, you're cool. You're like, here you go. I do that to myself all the time, and I've had people tell me like, why do you do that? They would have paid that much. It's like, I don't know. It's pretty cool. They're a cool person. They got a cool animal, and makes me happy. So that's kind of what it's all about.
I agree with you, Tuck. Personally, I agree with you. I'd rather sell a snake for cheaper to somebody that I like than to somebody I don't like for more money. Because until you sell snakes, and if you do sell snakes, you do notice when you sell a person a snake, you probably not done dealing with them. So if
No,
you don't like this motherfucker, don't sell it to them. If you really don't like them, don't sell them shit.
yeah, that's
Because
tricky. I mean, I love
they're gonna get
everybody
on your
that I sell
nerves.
to.
That's
Anybody that wants to spend their hard-earned money on something I produce or something I've acquired and decide to let go is pretty incredible. It's a humbling feeling. It feels good, and I appreciate it a lot. And I probably sell myself short a little too much, but to be honest, like I just love the animals, and when somebody else loves them just as much, it's like I want to help you get that. I want to help you experience that. Um,
exactly,
that's kind of more what it's
exactly.
about, and they always end up coming back, and usually the second time around, it's like no questions asked. They're like, I just want this one. I'll pay that. And regardless, like it's never been about the money. It is nice when you want to buy
Exactly.
other animals. It definitely comes in handy. A lot of the time, I like to just put it back into them if I can, and whether it's equipment or other animals, I just like to allow that stuff to go back in. I have a 9 to 5 job that pays the bills, and so I would just like them to take care of themselves. And when I want to add something cool, maybe they'll buy it for me. So I take care of them. Maybe they'll reward me and give me a bonus this time and let me buy something. That's the way I kind of look at it. I'm basically a slave to them, and if they reward me, then it's like, oh, cool, thanks. I appreciate letting me get something. It's like getting a new pair of shoes.
well,
No,
well,
it's
you know
awesome.
that the thing is that you're gonna like that I've experienced is like I've only had one person I've had two people that truly annoy me, but one person, one of those people, it was not intentional. It was not intentional at all, and this person generally couldn't recognize or remember things that you told them. And you would have to like I would have to
Those
go
are
and get
frustrating.
I would have to go get screenshots. Be like, you remember I told you this? This is what I told you this. But
I've
it's
had
not
those.
on them. It's not on them. Like sometimes people they
No,
just they you think that it's normal that you remember things the way you remember them, but some people don't. But I had
you
one
gotta.
person like this person was shady as hell. Like it was it was weird. It was like they wanted to come from behind the bushes to talk to me and all these
Yeah,
weird
that's.
excuses. I was just like, dog, what is this shit? We not whatever you into buying, bro. I don't do this.
I ain't selling that kind of stuff you're looking for.
Yeah, I don't know what you,
It's about 6 blocks north. You find what you're looking for up there,
bro. It was weird.
especially in Portland.
It took like he would he would ask me a million questions in like 3 minutes, right? And then I'd
Ooh.
answer his
And
question.
it's
Then he
like
would
one question per message. You end up with like 18, 19 notifications. And you're like, ah, damn, like I'm getting blown up. People like me today. And it's one person. And it's like, man, you could have put this in one paragraph and it would have been so much easier to read than this. And then, well, this contradicts this a little bit. So let me explain. Yeah, then it ends up kind of getting confusing. And I try my
yeah.
best.
Yeah, but it's also just like I always look at it like this. Like I don't know if I was this annoying buying snakes, but I was probably this annoying about buying something. It's something that I was hella annoying
It's
about
kind of
buying.
tricky because
So it's
when
just
you
like,
buy imports, it's just if you see it, you like it, and you want to take a chance, then you get it. You ask a couple questions like, is it eating or something like that? But a
yeah,
lot of the times, if you see it, you're just gonna end up getting it. U.S. captive bred, it's a little bit easier because you can ask a little bit more questions. There's a little bit more details into the pairings and things like that, and potentials and half siblings or other siblings that what they look like and things like that. So it can get kind of track on a little bit more, but when you're buying imports and things like that, like that's where a lot of my adults came from, were imports that I purchased, and just kind of grown up and been fortunate enough to breed a few of them, and it's been pretty lucky that way, but not all the time. I mean, I've been doing it a long time. I've had plenty of imports that just didn't make it, and plenty that I bought and then they showed up and I was like, oh dang, I just lost my
so
money.
cousin Alan and
Like
tradesman
you
and
just
Brian.
kind of know. But yeah, it's just a fun game when it comes to the chondros. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen, and that's kind of the
Yeah,
beauty of it, and also the biggest downfall of it. You can walk into the room and be like, "Ah, shit, that really sucks."
yeah. I'm
Like
gonna go back to
that.
this. I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier, and it's just like, bro, like buying imports is like buying like a hot dog from a fucking cart. It's like you see it, it's
Yeah,
your
New York.
problem.
No, it's buying a hot dog from a cart in New York City.
It's
You
just
never
like
know.
you
I
see
heard it's
it.
really good, but
This is what it is. You either gonna pay to get the fuck on, but when it comes to Captain Bread, people got a whole bunch of questions about it. Just like, what was his mom like? Was his father angry? Does he have dad issues? It's like, bro, I don't even know. I made this motherfucker in my house,
I
and I
know.
don't even know. I can't even answer this question.
My
Uh,
favorite thing is when I say like with the Bill Siegel mail, the sickness sib from the repeat pairing. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, is it black like sickness?" And I was like, "No, this was one of the few like cool blaze yellow neos in that clutch. I think there was like 2 or 3 if I remember correctly. He was one of them, and he was really dope, and he's done really good for me. So I can't complain. But everybody always wants to see what he looks like. Oh, what does Dad look like? Like I bet he's crazy cool, and he's still really cool. I just don't think it's what they're expecting when they hear the sickness line, and which is fun. Like I've seen, Ryan Glenn did some pairings with a sickness sib female bred to a Biak, and I have one of those animals, and those siblings turned out really cool. There's a handful of them out there that I've been kind of following as they've gotten older, and that clutch will be 3 this fall. And it's been really fun just to kind of see how that changed. I know Ryan got the best one. That guy needs to come out a little bit more. He's got a cool collection that he doesn't like to share.
yeah, I talked to
He's
Ryan
in
Glenn a little
Texas
bit
with you.
ago.
How come? Yeah, you should bring him out of his shell a little bit.
What do you
Offer to buy
mean?
him a Dallas Stars jersey.
Do you
I
think
know
I
he
know
likes
everybody
hockey.
in Texas?
I mean, you should. I mean, I
I
know Texas
don't.
is big, but
Texas, first of all, Texas is big, and like I'm in San Antonio. Uh, the only person that's close to me is Marcus Lamas. Shout out to my cousin Marcus,
okay, yeah, Marcus.
and
I've had a couple conversations with him. He's cool.
who else is close to me? Ken Deal, the player of all players. What's up, Trailer Park Chondros? God damn, why do you have that name? But
Trailer
yeah,
Park
man.
Chondro.
I don't. What's up, cousin Bill? I don't know most people in Texas, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, and people think that I know them, but I don't. And it's not a
No, there's a lot
diss.
of people for
I
sure.
just don't. I just don't know them, and I don't be at every snake function. I'm sorry. I be drinking a lot.
I
So
try to be a lot of the local ones. Um, I don't know if I'm echoing, but
no, you
I
good.
try to be at a few of the local ones. I try to vend at them a few times. Like I've taken a couple of my Neos from my 2021 clutch, and actually I think I brought a couple from last year to the last April show just to kind of show one of them off. And there's not a lot of it around in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, we have a few people up in Washington, some awesome breeders like Rod Love. He's up in Washington. Um, there's some really great people up there, but there's not a ton in Oregon. Sandro DePinto used to be in Bend, and he had gotten out kind of I think back in like 2018, 2019. So as far as Chondro keepers, there's not a lot that I know of. I mean, I know there's a few people that have some as pets, but yeah, your community down there is massive compared to mine. Mine's
Yeah,
a little bit smaller, but it's awesome. I love talking to a lot of the people in Texas. There's
yeah.
a lot of
It's
great
good people.
experience and a lot of great breeders there. That's
I
where all
get
the
to
good breeders are. It's like they're all in Texas. If you
I
want to be
get to
good at chondros,
harass
move to Texas.
I get to harass Pat all the time. Pat, that's pretty much that's a person. That's my go-to guy.
That would
Pat,
be
Matt
amazing.
Morris, and Pat and Matt Morris for the most part. But yeah, in Texas, the people that I actually do talk to, I talk to Alum.
Alan's great.
Yeah, I talk to Alum a lot. Occasionally, I talk to Bill.
Congrats on
I
those
talk to
eggs,
Marcus.
Alan. Hopefully they all
Yeah,
incubate great. 20 eggs is
congratulations,
amazing.
cousin Alum.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a
that's
lot
a
of
little
people all
pesky.
over the place, man. I don't
Yeah,
know anybody out in West Texas, but I'm pretty sure that there are some people out in West Texas.
I drove to Austin,
What
Texas
a
from
roll!
Utah, and that was a long drive. But man, getting to the border of Texas, and then getting to Austin was like in another 9 hours. It was insane.
Yeah,
To get through Oregon, it takes like 6.5 to drive, maybe 7 to drive from the coast all the way to the Idaho border if you went that route, and it's about 6 hours north to south too from Washington to California, give or take, depending on traffic. And if you drive at night, the roads are completely clear and you're just cruising through semis. Um,
well,
but yeah,
what's up,
it's
James?
nice.
But
Oh, what's
I
up,
think
James?
I think
Oh, and shout out
the
to Lupe on his episode last week. That was really awesome on Trap Talk, and
yeah,
what a killer year.
it was a good
Has 3
episode.
clutches and 3 banger clutches too. Those are some really good pairings, and um, it's going to be some really fun outcrosses and really fun seeing how they all grow up because there's a lot of really cool directions they can go. So
Yeah,
congratulations, bud.
shout out to Lupe. It's always a pleasure having a conversation with Lupe, man. Good dude.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
talk to him enough. I mean, I
Lupe,
need to chat with him more. And
Lupe be busy, man. That's what I've come to figure out like about Lupe. Lupe be busy.
I
Uh,
get it. I mean, a lot of us are. It's
yeah,
life's busy. It's unless you're able to do the animals full time, and that's kind of the life you get to live. That's amazing. But I don't get to live that, unfortunately. I got to go to work and do my normal job, and then come home and hang out with the family, and then sneak off to the snakes when I get my chances. And um, yeah, it's fun.
I mean it's supposed to be like that, man. I couldn't
It is.
imagine, and it's just me personally. Like, and yeah, this is me personally. Like, I couldn't deal with snakes all day, every day. Snakes is a good hobby, a good, little situation to get away and just, put some time into. And you learn a lot of things. Dealing with chondros forces you to learn a lot really
Hmm.
fast too. But I personally, I can't do it. And the people that can do it, I applaud them. because I don't
Oh, I
know, man.
know.
I
Because
just
Bill
I think
Siegel, he does it full time. Ryan Young does it full time.
yeah, I can't do
I
it.
know there's a handful of ball python breeders or quite a few more than a handful of them that do it full time. But as far as chondro breeders, I know Bill has a lot of other things too, and so does Ryan.
Yeah,
And makes it a little bit easier when you have a lot of diversity. And man, if I had the space, there's a lot of species I'd love to keep and love to add and to work with. And right now, I just want to dial in the chondros as best as I possibly can, and just kind of be confident in that. And I'm getting there. It's going to be a
I
few
think
more
that
years before I feel that way, but I'm getting there. It's
at your
slowly.
time point, as far as years, Tuck. I mean, I can't tell you you've been doing it longer than me, but to me, I think that you're a good person to come to for information. I
I mean,
mean, you always have.
I got my first chondro in 2011,
Yeah,
and I
I
had
remember
emerald tree
2011.
boas in 2009 and 2010, and then I traded an emerald tree boa for a green tree python from one of my buddies back in the day. In 2011, I was actually a junior in high school.
Man,
It was
2011,
pretty funny.
I was private first class Irvin fucking up all the time. Always doing some
Yeah,
shit.
I had just tore my ACL actually right after I made the trade, and so I got this awesome snake that I was excited about, and then I went and played pickup football and tore my ACL right in the prime of high school years. It was phenomenal. It was made it pretty easy to turn to reptiles at that point because that's really all I could do at home was just sit and research animals, and that's all I did in high school. Is anytime I could do a project on an animal I was interested in, that was the project I picked. And aside from that, I was like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh shit, there you go. Damn, this man got
Oh, there he is.
he got his skull cap. Who you think you are? You think you fucking Willie Beeman? Do you think you are Willie Beeman tonight, bro? Take that shit off.
Yeah,
I'm
me
Willie
muted. This is why we're at
Beeman.
practice. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
steaming
keep
Willie
learning.
Beeman, baby. You know what I'm
Keep
saying?
Talking about practice?
creaming.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how we at
Uh,
practice. You know?
There he is.
Kino
I ain't
Beeman.
gonna, I ain't gonna lie with the shoes at practice. I'm the flash coach out there.
Man, shut your fucking fake ass Deion Sanders ass up.
He coaches the
Flash
kickers,
coach out
so
there.
I'm
I'm
his
just
cousin.
saying.
I'm Leon Sanders. Pass me one
You
of them
know, look,
Gatorades.
Keon Sanders.
Keon Sanders. Oh
It makes
man.
sense because his
What's up,
son's
everybody,
playing, so
though?
he's probably coaching his son's team and everything. He's going to get him to the NFL. You know how it goes.
I'm gonna start saying darn all the time instead of actually cussing. Yeah, act like man.
No,
What's up,
you're not a
everybody? What is
you're
going
not a real
on?
football coach until you screaming at the kids with dip flying out of your mouth. That's when you're a real football coach.
I'm not doing that shit. Dip is nasty.
Yeah,
You
that's nasty.
you motherfucking bitches. That's when I know you're a real football coach. Can
Dip
you call
nasty.
them? Can you call them kids out of their names?
How you doing, Keno? How's everything
Hey, y'all
going,
see all
bud?
this you see all this behind me right here? All this is fireworks right here.
All these
You know
beautiful
what I'm saying?
animals.
No, these
No.
is
He's
fire.
got
No,
that's real
these are fireworks.
fireworks. Keno's a big ass. Keno's a
His
big ass
fireworks.
12-year-old.
Dude, I know. We were talking about this last week. He was like, I need to go get some fireworks. And I was like, bro, 4th of July is like a month away. Yeah, this
Bro,
is when you
don't.
get them, man. They're on sale. I got this one guy. Like, it's great. And I was like, all right, man, you have fun. Like, it's
Yo, listen. When summertime comes around, Keto is gonna tell you when he's on his way to get fireworks. He starts breathing heavily. He starts breathing real heavy when he starts talking about the fireworks and the amount of
What,
money he's
bro?
about to spend. Yes,
oh,
you do, bro.
he's so
You-
excited. He's like, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna drop this
Yeah.
on some fireworks. Like, it's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna light it up.
Yo, in the summertime, Keto talks about, going and getting fireworks like he talks about getting some coochie, bro.
No, bro, no, even better than that. Like, he talks about fireworks the way he talks about his cheese. Like, he admires that cheese. He takes time with that cheese. Like, it's one thing to go for coochie, but the cheese, like, he really gets into that. It's like, man, I got this cheese, and it's like 6 years, 7 months, 72 seconds, and whatever. He can tell you everything about it. And yeah, that's kind of how he is with fireworks when it comes to 4th of July.
I think the question is, man, what does Keno value more? Fireworks from June to July or midgets? What do you think is a more intense love for Keno?
Yeah, man, that's a tough debate because, to be honest, 1 month compared to 12 months, because even during that 1 month that he loves fireworks, you know what he's doing while he's shooting off them fireworks? He's FaceTiming his midgets and going, check out these fireworks. Like, you guys see this firework? This is almost as tall as you. You want to see what this is about to do? Watch. And he'd be showing off a little bit. He'd be bragging, trying, this is his time to shine. So to me, I feel like this is when he really incorporates all of his midgets for the year that he, hangs out with and talks to. Like, this is where he gets his little clan. And I support it. Like, that's my best friend right there almost. Like, I got so many best friends out there, but Keno, he's definitely up in the top. I talk to that dude almost like every other day.
You gotta stop. It's bad for your fucking mental health.
Dude, it is. Like, the things that he says, I'm just like, bro, why do I call you? But then, I'll say some shit too, and he'd be like,
nah.
See, this is why we talk, and it's awesome. Like, I love our friendship, and he's a great guy. He's Uncle Keno in the family, and there's Uncle Dylan, and Uncle Angel. Like, those are probably the 3 musketeers that I talk to the most. And aside from you, Trav, like, I talk to you a lot too, and we definitely don't talk enough.
We can talk more.
I know we need to talk more, bro.
I'm too busy having weird ass conversations with Keno at 7 a.m. Some of the things that Keno says at sunrise, I fear for my friend's mental health because why are you thinking about this shit so fucking early? Because he just woke up. Don't think he's been up for a while. He literally just woke up.
He used to call me. And it was like
talk shit about you.
It was like 3 a.m. my time. He used to call me at like 3 a.m. my time, but now he got you. So now he's got you in the morning, and while you're having crazy conversations, and I get him about 10 a.m. I get him like late morning, early afternoonish, and then we go all into the afternoon, into the evening, and that's a whole different side. And
first off, no Diddy.
No Diddy, yeah.
We don't go all the way. We don't go all the way into the evening. That's not a real thing. I'm saying,
I'm going in, no Diddy.
No. Pause. No.
Keno the second entrance.
No, I be feeling unappreciated. I used to call early in the clock on Sunday morning. I used to be like, "Hey, bro, what's going on, dog?" Now, all I get is a lot of racist memes.
You'd call me and you just get voicemail now. Like, that's all you get is voicemails because you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to work. Wake your ass up, Tuck. Call me back. And it'll be like 3 hours later, and I'll get up and be like, man, it's Sunday.
No, it's not 3 hours later. It's 5 minutes later. I get racist after I get my call ignored.
All right. Keno's here.
It's not my fault. The IG, the algorithm, it just wakes up and it's like, all right, send Mr. Keno. Like,
nah, man. Y'all, both of y'all, I hate both of y'all.
Why?
Because
I enhance people's algorithms.
Nah, bro. It's a whole bunch of handicapped women and midgets on my algorithm.
I don't send you that though.
Yes, you do.
Is
you started
A1 top quality.
Too, so
okay.
Many people.
Listen, I'm tired of that shit. All right, let's get into like the real show. Like, we don't want to go off the rails right now.
The real bread and butter. Let's do this.
All right, Tuck. So give us a rundown about yourself for people who don't know you, Sir Tuck.
Introduce us to Tootie Tuck.
Tootie Tuck. Yo, we retired Tootie Tuck.
Right.
Don't bring Tootie Tuck back.
You see it drop.
I thought we retired Tootie Tuck.
You should have seen that's how I started the show. He introduced me as the cul-de-sac, so I had to start off. But no, so I'm Tucker. Also Purple Rain Reptiles. I'm the one that posts all the ball pythons on Instagram. I love ball pythons. They're my favorite.
Everything itchy.
Nah, I do love them, but no, I keep ball pythons and green key pythons, and I have a lonely veiled chameleon that hangs out in the corner of the room, and He's pretty dope. I've had him for a little over a year now. Haven't really kept a lot of lizards since I was a little kid, so it was
Shout out to
kind of
Pascal.
fun. Yeah, Pascal, he's dope. He don't like me. I don't ever get to hold him, but he loves to eat and he sheds and he looks cool and it's fun to watch him hunt. So I enjoy
It's
it.
Pascal
I'm
Umar.
chilling with him. Yeah, but I'm out here in Portland, Oregon, and so I'm up in the Pacific Northwest, and it's awesome. It's nice snake weather. We don't get pretty crazy extreme temperatures. We don't get crazy hot in the summer, and we don't get a lot of crazy cold weather in the wintertime. Stays pretty mild all year. We'll get random storms here and there, but aside from that, it's not too bad. I've been keeping reptiles for a long time. I don't remember when I got my first one as a kid, but I remember I started with green anoles. I know, well, originally I started with hamsters, and I went through the hamster phase, then having a fish tank, and I was one of the kids in my family that had a lot of pets, and I enjoyed a lot of animals, and we went to the library a lot as kids, and my favorite thing to do is check out books, and every year it'd be something different. I'd get into
What was
birds
your
and
first
have
pet?
parakeets. Probably a teddy bear hamster. One of my neighbors' hamster had babies and gave like 6 of them. Cause I had 9 siblings growing up, and it was a big family. So they gave us about 5 to 6
from the
babies.
South?
No, man, I'm from the Pacific Northwest, born and raised in Portland, Oregon.
What made you think he was from the
Okay.
South?
Man,
Have a bunch
in
of
South,
kids.
y'all be having a lot of kids, man.
Man, they have a lot of kids everywhere, Keno.
I know.
In the
South,
mean,
it'd be a lot of kids under one roof. It'd be like 9 kids to a roof.
Bro, what are you? Okay.
we did have a big family, but I want to say probably it was like a teddy bear.
Call me a liar. Call me a liar.
You are a liar. People all
No.
across. Listen, the Wayne's from New York, bro.
That was an anomaly.
Shut your ass.
You from the South. You know about big families living in small houses.
Who
I know
are you
there's
talking
definitely
about?
some big
It was 4
families in the
people that
South.
lived in my house most of my life.
I mean, to a lot of people, that'd be considered a big family. Most people have maybe 1 or 2 kids. So if you got anything more than 4 people, I guess they consider that a big household.
I don't know. For most of my life, it was me, my parents, and my little sister. And then when I was 9, they had my youngest sister.
That's not bad. My parents had kids like every 2 years for
Why?
like 18 years.
They should have
I
got
don't
a
know.
PlayStation.
I mean, it was. I mean, I love all my siblings. We're all doing good today, and I appreciate all of them and the times that we got to share. Most of them live out of state now, so I have one of my brothers that lives here in Oregon still.
His daddy can
so I
shoot him
love
off
him to
with the
death.
best of them.
Shut up.
Could. Man, it was impressive. But no, it was awesome. It was definitely had its challenges, big family, but it was cool. Nobody else really wanted pets, so it was pretty easy to talk my parents into, hey, I really want to get this, and showed the research and the time that I put in to learn about it. And most of the time I failed a lot as a kid. It was pretty sad. I definitely couldn't keep a lot of things alive as a kid. I'd make it like a year tops, and it was a lot of learning, a lot of easy stuff. I think the longest lasting stuff I had was fish. That stuff seemed to last forever for me. So I really liked fish because I could keep them alive. So I ended up getting into a lot of aquatic stuff. I even had aquatic turtles until I found out they're illegal in Oregon. One of my 7th grade teachers had 2 red-eared sliders, and in Oregon you can't keep them. And he just gave them to me. He gave me the tank and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, here you go." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I was like talking to someone about them, and they're like, "Oh, those are illegal." Like, "Oh, what?" And I was like 8th grade, 9th grade. I was like just barely in high school when he gave them to me, and I was like, "Oh, shoot." So I ended up giving them to a pet store, and I was like, "Here, I don't know what to do with these, and I'm not allowed to have these, and you guys can." And so I think they ended up trading me some fish for them, just giving me some store credit, and they took them in as store pets, and I can't remember what they gave me. I used to have a red belly piranha for a little while, and then I fed him a cup. It was just cool. Like, I just wanted different fish, and when one fish died,
I got piranhas.
be like,
I used to like to see people die. I mean, not people.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, bro. See, I had this piranha, I had him for like 6 months, and he got like pretty big. And I put a couple goldfish in there, and the next thing you know, the freaking piranha's dead, and the goldfish are eating
Used to
it.
love.
And I was like, bro,
Oh,
like what? Like they straight up killed the piranha. And I didn't even know goldfish could do that, but I guess I put in some kind of big goldfish. And I mean, I learned a lot as a kid. Like you don't put a lot of fish together, and piranhas
no.
can't eat everything. Sometimes the bottom of the food chain can take a turn, and I learned that with piranhas. It was pretty fun. Never had them
I used to
again.
love watching my piranhas eat live. They eat the tail first, and then you got the goldfish just.
I used to
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Oscars and
Do that
Jack
again. Do
Dempsey's,
that. Do that
and
little movement again.
do
Well,
the
like a
little fish
goldfish
move.
with no tail.
Yeah.
Like a fish out of water. No, but I think my first reptile was a green anole. I went through green anoles, and then I tried a green iguana, and that was a terrible experience. I was like
Did the
10
tail
or
fall
11.
off?
Yeah, after like
Because
the
that's what
third
happened to
day.
me when I was like 5.
Oh,
The tail
bro,
fell
Me
off.
too, bro.
I
Me
felt
too, bro.
so bad. Like I went to my mom crying. I was like, I just killed this lizard that you guys just got me.
Yeah,
Like I'm so
I thought
sorry.
mine was gonna die too.
Nah, bro, and he stayed alive for a really long time,
Yeah,
and he was a really cool pet. And eventually, I just had like this 55-gallon tank, and he just got way too big for it. And so actually, one of my teachers wanted him, and so I was like, oh, cool, you take this. And that was kind of a fun experience to have those.
yeah.
And then I tried the green amoebas, and that was an awful experience. Those lizards are not nice. At least they weren't when I was, 15 years ago. Actually, more than 15 years ago, probably close to 20 now. Those are very
I like
mean
to see
lizards.
piranhas eat, man. What does that have to do?
Bro, I mean, no, bro, feeding piranhas is really cool. Like I had this
Oh,
friend
Adam called
growing
me a
up, and
serial killer.
his
Adam called me serial
serial
killer,
killer.
man, for no reason.
You know,
You
there's plenty of reason.
you offended him so much. Like he can ask if you are a serial killer, but if you
Yeah.
claim he's one, look what you did. He made him get off screen.
Yeah, I gotta go get
hurt
a
deep.
drink for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm appalled.
Yeah.
He's getting
I'm appalled at this behavior.
You're not a Paul. You're a nigga named Paul.
Keno is the real serial killer. Chris, no, Chris, you trying to put that off on me. You know what? I'll keep that for later.
I love Chris, man. Chris is awesome.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. Chris and Pat, that was a
Chris
great
got that
episode last week.
voice.
No, he doesn't, bro. He
He
talks
do.
like he
got-
narrates. He talks like
He's
he
got the
narrates
Morgan
Audible
Freeman
books,
voice.
bro.
I love
Yeah,
him to
bro.
death, man. And
He got a
the
smooth
Morgan
voice
Freeman
though.
voice.
He got one
And
of
I
those smooth
respect that.
voices
That's
that's
impressive.
soothing.
Yeah.
Like you got a little Dahmer in it.
Well,
Nah, Dahmer
See,
didn't
why you
have
gotta
a
do that?
soothing voice. He was a fucking weirdo, bro.
You were
He
on a
was
good
all
path,
the way weirdo.
complimenting, things were
I'm not
good, and then
saying-
it's just like,
I'm not saying Chris is a weirdo. I'm just saying, he got one of those voices you could easily be soothed to sleep and then you wake up with Jesus. Well, whoever you believe.
Are you saying he's got the voice of the Grim Reaper? I guess that wouldn't be Jesus.
No,
All
he
I'm saying
doesn't,
is
bro.
shout out to my serial killers out there that's doing things the right way. I'm gonna take a shot for
Doing
y'all.
things the right way. Haven't got caught yet. Doing things the right way.
Keno might be a serial killer, bro. You never know.
He's just asking to see how many other people
Why?
he can add into his group chat. Like, let me send you these reels
I'm
now.
not a serial killer.
Like, you got to get
There's
on
black
that
serial
level.
killers, Keno. You could be one.
Oh, I know it is. I'm not one of them.
You see the cross on his glasses? He couldn't be one.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Red across,
You see my
but-
halo?
I'm not a serial killer. Just listen to me. I'm not a serial killer. All right, Tuck. So let's talk about how you got into chondros back in the day and like how your collection sort of took off.
Man, so when I got into it back in 2011, I had traded a male emerald
Shut
tree
up,
boa.
Chris.
He was really cool. He was almost patternless, and then he had some white. I don't know what you would call it now. I haven't kept emeralds in a really long time. Chondros would be like flowering, where you kind of see along the dorsal. He would have that on his tail, but he was pretty much patternless throughout, and he was really cool. And then I had a couple females, and I lost one, and ended up selling one to my my friend Gary Weimer down in I think Georgia at the time. This was a while ago, and I think as of like 4 years ago, he still had the female, and she had laid a litter, and he still had babies from her that he'd been growing up. And so last I heard, they were doing really good. But I traded that male for a Jayapura female green tree python from my good friend Nick. He was a kind of a big influence growing up. He had a really cool collection. He had a big reticulated python
Who's
and
that?
a lot of
Nick
different
Mutton?
things. No, not Nick Mutton. His name was Nick Lukanovich. He was a really cool guy. I think he lives down in Texas now. He still keeps reptiles. But he had an amazing collection. And so growing up, it was pretty cool. I mean, I guess growing up, it was the teenage years then. It was really cool to see kind of a really large reptile collection, to see just the different animals. He had white lips, retics. Over the years, he eventually started getting into venomous stuff. So it was really cool. We ended up buying a lot of venomous stuff together, and we had some pretty cool animals. And so that was a really cool experience. But he's the one that kind of got me into my first green tree python. And about 3 months after that, I bought a Cyclops male off of there's a place down in Texas. They used to sell a lot on king snake. That's where I ended up buying a lot of my first ones were off of king snake, and I didn't really buy off on.
Was it Reptile Pets Direct?
No, it wasn't Reptile Pets Direct. The store person's name was Susie. I remember because I would talk to her a lot. I can't remember what the store's name is, and I think they're still around. But I ended up getting a Cyclops male from them.
Shout out to Susie.
Yeah, she hooked it up with the first Cyclops, and it was really awesome having that animal. I had him actually for quite a while. I tried to pair him with the female Jayapura. Like, I think I took him out of the bag and just stuck him right into the female's cage. Because at the time, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just a teenager thinking like, oh shoot, like I can try to breed these things. So I bought the male, and the female was big, and tossed him in, and left them together for like 2-3 months. I'd separate them and put them back together, and I'd catch them. At the time I didn't know what the hell it was. It was just their tails wrapping up. I didn't have any green tree python like mentors when I was really first starting, and so I didn't know what the heck I was looking at. And I met a guy out in, it's actually called Boring, Oregon. There's a city called Boring. There's a guy out there who had kept green tree pythons, and he had some really cool designer stuff. And I met him at a reptile show, and I kind of told him a little bit about my pair that I had, and was showing him pictures, and he was like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's nice. And he had some really cool designer stuff. He had bought from Sandro de Pinto. He had some Aqua Boy 6 stuff. And he had some really, really nice animals. It was the first designer chondros I had ever seen. And so we ended up making a trade. I sold the male. I don't remember why. I bought a lot of chondros, and through the years I had kept them and then sold them, and I didn't really keep a lot of things long term. Really just kind of life. You buy something, you realize you spent too much money on something, you're going, shit, what do I need to do? First thing you ended up turning to when I was younger was getting rid of animals, and which sucked, and it made things really difficult to be consistent. Then, so I traded that female to him for this designer Neo. It was from his Aqua Boy 6 to, I can't remember, something else pairing. To me, it was like, he was like, this is what turns blue. And I was like, oh my God, like, yeah, I want this. Come to find out, like, after I talked to Sandro, I had met him a few years later. After talking to him, I'd found out that clutch had never been established. So the baby that I got just had never really been eating, and it never ate for me. It made it like 6 days in my house, and then it died. And I remember having it set up in this really weird tub setup, because he told me the tub would be good. And so I had this tub and a heating pad, and I was trying to do everything he had explained, and I thought it was going pretty well. My temps were holding pretty strong. At that point, it was like 86 degrees for Neos. And I had kept it in a small little area and thought it was going to be okay. And then less than a week later, it died. And I reached out to him, and he goes, oh, that sucks. And that was pretty much the end of it. He wasn't ever planning to, exchange it or do anything. Come to find out, that female had ovulated for me. And so when we did the trade, she was going into shed, and I told him, I was like, hey, sorry, she's going into shed. Like, do you still want to do the trade right now? And he did. And so I was like, okay, cool, whatever. was just a naive little freaking high schooler, and drove out there, traded him the female. Like a month later, he texted me pictures that she had like slugged out, and I was like, oh dang, like I almost got my own slug, which would have been a kind of
My
a
own
cool
slugs.
learning experience for me. Like as crazy as that sounds, like that would have been cool to like
He
experience.
said, "Oh, I almost got my own slugs."
Like it's terrible to say it that way, but like back then I wanted to experience things. I wanted to know what the heck things were. Like I'd read it in books, and at that time I'd spend a lot of time reading on the MVF, and I never commented really or like messaged people on there. I was just a kid. I was just reading whatever I could see, seeing all the cool designer pictures, and it was just fascinating seeing Greg Maxwell's website, seeing Rico's website, and all those things. Like I spent a lot of time just kind of reading and researching and seeing what people were doing and getting familiar with pairings and names. And that's why I kind of remember I don't know a lot of the new animal names because I don't really keep track of a lot of things currently as far as pairings go, but like I could talk about a lot of the OG pairings because that's what a lot I read about and that's what I'd been seeing, and the siblings and babies. And eventually I'd started getting into some more designer chondros. I ended up purchasing an Insanity Aquaboy 6 baby from Sandro DePinto. At that time, he kind of started turning more into a mentor for me and started kind of showing me the ropes. I had a couple other locality chondros, a Biak and a Jaya, and some other things that I kind of kept over the years. And but then I started dabbling into more designer stuff, probably around like 2014. And then I started acquiring a really nice collection, like from 2014 to 2017. I had some really amazing animals that I was very proud of.
Was that when you first started an animal from Sandro?
So I got an animal from Sandro in 2015. I think was the first time I got a designer from Sandro. Was like 2015, or I know it was
How'd you
June.
go about procuring your first animal from him?
So
can you tell us the story, please?
Yeah, so I had acquired an animal that was Sandro's and ended up needing to go back to him. So I took it back to him, and that's when I had met him the first time, and he showed me his collection, and I'd spent a couple hours just kind of visiting and talking to him, and it was really cool. And a couple years go by, and that's when I had reached out to purchase an animal, and that was when I got the Insanity Aquaboy 6, and he had sold me 3 vision cages. And I was living in Utah at the time, and I drove from like Salt Lake, just south of Salt Lake City, all the way up to Bend, Oregon. And so it was about a 10 and a half, 11-hour drive. To get to Portland, it's not naked. I was driving in a Subaru, and I had my ex-wife with me at the time.
Yeah, naked.
No, bro, I don't know why. I don't get it. So
with your booty cheeks on warm,
and ended up getting in super late, way later than I anticipated.
Just farting.
So I called Sandro at like 10 o'clock, and it had still been like a few more hours before I was going to get there. And I was like, hey man, like it's going to be super late. I'm just going to jump into a hotel, and I'll see you first thing in the morning. And he was gracious enough to offer me a guest bedroom. And so we showed up about 1:30 in the morning, and he let myself and my ex-wife at the time stay in the guest bedroom, and he made us breakfast in the morning, and it was a really awesome experience to be able to talk to him, and someone that had been keeping and breeding for a really long time, and then getting to see his collection again. You know, aside from chondros, he had a lot of, I think it was beaded lizards, or no, not beaded. He had a lot of Gila monsters. He was breeding those. He had blackhead pythons. I know he had some Dominican red mountain boas at the time, and he had an amazing collection, and it was really cool to see the animals. To see the clutch from the Insanity Aquaboy 6. He didn't sell a lot of them. He had sold a couple of babies, but he still had a lot of holdbacks. So it was awesome to see those and to see the female Aquaboy 6. The first time I had gone, I got to see Insanity, but the second time I gone, he had passed away by then. He'd passed away like a year later or something from when he was trying the repeat pairing. And beautiful animal. I mean, Insanity was truly incredible. I'd never seen anything like that. And the babies that he produced, Sandro didn't share pictures of because, he'd never posted a lot of pictures. But man, the animals that he had were just phenomenal. It was an amazing collection. it's unfortunate that he got out, but I just spoke with him a few weeks ago, and he's doing good. He still has some blackhead pythons, and yeah, it was really awesome to be able to touch base with him again and chat with him. And yeah, he's someone that definitely took a lot of time to teach me at the beginning, and so I really appreciate and respect that. And you know, he doesn't really hang out too much in the reptile game, but he still loves to fish, and I like fishing too. So it's nice to be able to stay in contact with somebody even after they get outside of things that, you know, that was a shared interest. You know, that's what kind of brought us together at first. And so it's nice to be able to touch base after all those years, just to say, hey, what's up? How's things going? And almost kind of pick up where things left off is pretty nice. But that's what kind of really got me into it. And then took a step back.
So your wife was sleeping in the game. Where were you sleeping?
I was sleeping in the guest bedroom. I don't know why.
Okay.
You got this crazy fantasy. I paid for this animal. Like, as much as you don't want to believe it. I handed
I didn't
a
say
cold
you
hard
paid
cash.
for it. Adam.
Listen,
I didn't say you didn't.
listen. He does this weird insinuation thing with everybody.
Oh,
Don't.
bro, all the time.
I just asking, man. I'm not insinuating anything, sir.
He always
Okay.
thinks that somebody is giving some neck or something.
Mr. Urban, I didn't say
Nothing in this
anything about
world
that.
is free in Kino's world. So now you know, like,
Mr.
you're
Urban,
trying to buy
I
a
didn't
snake
say-
from Kino, just be prepared. He's gonna expect probably more from you.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, Tuck. You are the wrong one to be saying that, Tuck, because when
Oh yeah, I
somebody says,
remember that.
just stop it. Just don't be doing that, Tuck.
Oh, do we need to tell that one too? Should we share that? No, we won't.
Somebody asked you, "What do you have to do to get a snake from me?" And you told them that, and
It was funny because
you don't
I
have to
didn't
do that
realize-
to get a snake from me.
when I typed the message, it
You
did
wanted
not
some
read
neck.
what was sent. Like, it had changed or autocorrect. And when
No.
I read it again after the person sent me a screenshot, and I was like, I didn't say that. And I was looking, I was
Yes,
like,
you
oh,
did.
shit. That's the and
Somebody
then it was
asked
gone
him,
after
"What
that.
did he
Like,
need to do to get a snake from me?" And he said, "Fuck him."
What type of shit is this, Tuck?
I don't know why.
Tuck, you about to get me too'd in the chondro world.
I said,
Tuck, you better
they
cut
was
it
like,
out.
this person, it was like, you would not believe what Tuck just said. I said, nah, Tuck just said that.
I was so
Yeah, you
confused when I
did.
got the screenshot. I was
No,
like,
he
what
wasn't.
is this?
He was.
Oh, shit. Like,
Tuck was having a moment.
realize.
He
It was,
said, "It's
For the
been a
record,
minute."
you do not have to do that to get a conjo from me to the public out
for the
there.
record.
Tuck is lying to people. I do not do that. I do not make people do that.
Man, that was terrible. That was so awful. I couldn't believe that. I mean, it's
Oh,
great. It's
Tuck.
amazing to laugh about now, but when it happened, I was like, oh man, I can't believe that. But
I
it
can.
was quality. At least it was good. It was good. It was definitely, it was interesting. But-
All right, Tuck. Tuck, yo, listen. Don't let Keto throw you off with this weird shit. How he believes that there's always an ulterior motive and somebody is getting paid in neck. That's what Keto truly believes.
I didn't say that, man.
Cause it's true, bro. You my dog. You say that shit all the time.
I said what?
He does.
Yo, he's just like, they not just paying in money. They gotta pay like they weigh. Come on, Keto, dog. You my bro. Hey, you up here with the Willie Beeman fucking hat on, bro? Don't tell me shit
I
today.
know.
Yeah.
Look at
Ain't no proof
All right.
of this, so y'all lying on me.
You think we lied on you, dog?
No, but
Lied on-
what you guys have seen on my Instagram, I mean, okay, I take that back because my first Instagram did get shut down.
Why did it get shut
I did-
down? What was you doing?
So my coworker had sent me this stupid
Exactly.
link, and well, it was one of my old coworkers, and she was like, "Hey, enter this so I can like enter my company's giveaway." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like we've done that before. Like, hey, you enter in because I can't enter." And
Yeah.
we've won each other some stuff before
Yeah.
like that.
I
And
ain't never did
so I
that.
clicked on the link, and
Never.
as soon as I done that, it just been, well, we work for property management companies, and they're actually pretty close knit, and so they do a lot of company giveaways, and it's pretty interesting. But aside from that, so I clicked on the link. After that, like 15 minutes later, I tried to, like, I'd closed the app, tried to get back in, and it was over. and I was like, whoa, what happened? I couldn't log back in, tried to send things to Instagram. I didn't have a single picture of my face on there. So there was no way for them to verify me from my photo ID, because they tell you to like take a picture of your ID, send it to them, and they'll try to like see if it's on the same with your profile and whatever. All it was snakes. So I sent in a couple with my ID, and they were like, that doesn't work. So I was like, all right, cool. I asked my friend, I was like, what's the first snake picture on there? And it was like some ball python. I still had it. So I took a picture of the ball python instead of my ID. And I sent that, and I was like, maybe this will work. And nothing. They said the information I provided was not enough, and they couldn't restore it. So ended up having to restart it. But from about 2020, everything you kind of see that I've done so far has really just been from 2020 until now, just in the last 4 years. So I took a couple year break. I had sold things off and kind of stepped away, went through a divorce, kind of changed a lot of things, not only in personal life, but
Like
just
a
stepping away
real
from
man.
reptiles completely. And because it was awful, like I ain't gonna deny, like I moved so many times, it was so much stress on the animals, and it was just not good, and I was never gonna be successful that way. And I kind of started realizing that as much as I didn't want to, I was a lot in denial with it. Like, I can still do this. I can still do this. And, for a while, I really felt like I couldn't. I felt like this probably wasn't the thing for me. And when I'd stepped away from it, and I don't know, I went to a reptile show, and I saw 2 arboreal PVC cages, and I was like, oh man, like I remember those, and it was like $150, and I just bought it. I didn't have any reptiles. It was in 2019 at the time, and
So
I
how
just
long
bought the cages.
how long after you divorced him? How long did y'all start? Did you get back into green triggers?
Probably 4 months. No.
No, he took a hiatus.
He took a hiatus.
He's going
No,
4
yeah.
months.
No. Oh, well, you're talking about from the divorce. Like as soon as the divorce was done, like once she was gone, it didn't take me very long to get animals again. Because I was stable at the time. I just got promoted at work, and I just moved into an apartment because I was managing that property at the time. And so I was stable. I had lived there for almost 4 years, and life was good. I was able to be pretty consistent with it. And so once things started being consistent and things were good, that's when I started dabbling back into, I had bought my first green tree python in January of 2020 after coming back into it. And I think she was out by like September of 2019, something like that. And then like a month and a half later is when I bought the cage, and then I bought a banana ball python, a pastel banana ball python. I actually still have her. She resides in my bedroom. She's the only animal I keep in the bedroom, and she hangs out on the dresser. I mean, I guess aside from that, I do have a quarantine in my closet that I use, but to be honest, I don't really add a whole lot of new things. I have recently, I know I'm going to drop this out really quick because I know Brian probably already missed it. I know he doesn't stay up too late, but Brian Latimer and I have a cool project going on. So I have his Jayapura female here on loan. That's the most Latimer, Lucky Leviathans. So shout out to Brian, not only for trusting me with this female, but we plan to breed her with either a male that I had actually purchased from Kino when the time comes, or either a 2021 production that I had hatched out from my first uterensis pairing. And so, yeah, it'll be awesome. I would love to use the male that I produced. If he wants to get the job done when the time comes, I'll be really excited to kind of test that out and to actually be able to breed something I produced. As far as chondros go, I've never done that before. I've never had an opportunity to experience that. And so to me, that would just be a huge milestone. That would be something magnificent to accomplish, is to breed something you produced. That's kind of the ultimate goal. And the biggest thing for me to be able to get a female that I produced to lay eggs, that would be an incredible feeling. And, I can't wait to experience that one day, but I'll start off with a male. I'm totally cool with that. If he gives me a clutch of eggs, that would be just as incredible. I'd be super excited.
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to Brian Latimer for just always being a bridge in the community, man. I think that a lot of people don't talk about the people that are like that. Like Brian Latimer is truly a dude that brings people together, and he knows how to talk very well to get people to work together. And
No, he is.
he's always working with somebody else. And I will always
Yeah,
say, man, when it
for
comes to
sure.
somebody that's about community, look at Brian Latterman.
100%, man. He really cares about people, and he wants to see other people have success too. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out
shout
to
out to
Brian too.
Brian,
He's
man, for
been
real.
super successful with his pairings. He's got a handful of clutches under his belt, and I'm excited to see that other people are confident in him to send him animals that he's breeding, and I know he's got a few loans like that, and no, it's a rewarding feeling, when two breeders can kind of connect with each other and say,
Yeah.
hey, like, let's work on this. Let's try to make something cool happen. And not a lot of people like to do it. And I totally understand. Like I have been burned badly on breeder loans. I've lost a lot. And so I get it. It's
Oh,
scary. And,
you did.
I've been fortunate enough, like really since those times, my buddy Dylan and I, we've done about, I think, 5 or 6 breeding projects together, not only with the chondro, but we did a handful of ball python pairings. And every single time he has sent a male, or actually I did have a handful of females from him too. Every single one of the females laid eggs for me. The males would breed for me and give me fertile clutches. Every single one of our breeding loans we did together was successful. We got babies from every single one, which I've never been able to say that with anybody. And granted, I know with ball pythons, I guess it could be a bit easier, but you still hit and miss. And so it was pretty incredible that the first time we tried, we struck gold. And knock on wood, it's not going to happen every time, but it was a nice experience, and it was a nice way to kind of come back into it and kind of be open with it. I was pretty hesitant, when Brian and I were talking about it, kind of made me nervous just because it's not a lot, but it is stressful when you have somebody else's animal in your collection and you want to take care of
True.
that animal. You want to make sure that you're doing everything humanly possible. You
Yeah.
almost baby that animal more than you do the other ones because
Yeah.
you're just so hyper focused on making sure you're
Hold
doing the
on, I
best
gotta
thing
go
you
put my
can.
dog up. I'll be back. Keep going.
All right, you're
Yeah,
good.
you're indebted,
Um,
and you feel like you're indebted to that person. So you don't want to.
yeah, you want to do the best you possibly can, and
I agree
not
with
only
you.
by them but by the animal. And so it's also stressful because I was always like, okay, I got to get these animals back to Dylan. Like, they laid, they're back on food, like things are good. I need to get this back to him. Like I was always really stressed about that because I just wanted to make sure that things were completed, that we did what we agreed to do, that we were able to be on the same page with it, and
Yeah.
ended up working out. And our most recent one was the Biak female that I bred from him, and he acquired that female from me back in like 2022,
Yeah.
and he had her for a little bit, and then we talked and wanted to breed her, and so we brought her down and gave it a shot, and we were fortunate enough to be blessed with eggs and babies. And so far, of the 9 babies that we had hatched out, all 9 of them are doing great, and they're all eating and feeding. And so it's awesome to kind of see them thriving and to continue to see it be successful and to also be rewarding. I mean, who doesn't love going in and looking at the neos that you hatch out? I mean, you can't deny that. It's just an amazing feeling when you get to pull open the tub and go, man, like 3-4 months ago, I can't believe you were just crawling out of the egg, and I was just freaking ecstatic that this was happening. And so it's just a really rewarding feeling to be able to walk in and to not only see your own work, but to see the work that you did with somebody else. It's also really rewarding, and it feels good. And I hope to do the same with Brian. I hope our pairing
Yeah.
works out. And I got some other things in the work that I'll be excited to chat about once things kind of fall into place. And it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. I'm really excited for this season. I'm excited for next season. I mean, every year it's hard to not be excited about the chondros and the possibilities. Grant, we never strike gold every single time, but
Yeah.
it is awesome
Of
when
course.
you do. There's no better feeling than that. And I know we'll get to that in a little bit, but
Nah, let's
I
go
got
talk to her now.
some.
So I was gonna say, speaking of striking gold, tell us about the first clutch. How'd you go about? How'd you go lead up to that? How'd you jump? Feel like you was ready to jump, put your feet in those waters, or let's do the first clutch. Talk about that.
Back in 21.
Yeah.
So that was, I'm looking at mom right now. She's right in front of me, but So that was my Jayapura female. They were both import animals. The female I had acquired in a trade, but in Oregon it's pretty easy to figure out which pet stores animals come in from, especially when it comes to green tree pythons. There's only a handful of stores that actually keep them. So it was pretty nice. The store that she actually ended up coming from, I'd worked there. So I knew the person and I was able to acquire records, at least what was she labeled when she came in. Because when he traded her to me, I traded a ball python for her, and he told me she was a Biak, and I was very much educated at that point to go, yeah, that's not a Biak. And so it was nice to be able to. It took a little bit of time and some research and asking some questions, and the city that he lived in, there's only 2 pet stores, so I had a pretty good guess at which one it came from because I worked at the other location in Hillsboro. So it was pretty easy to figure that out. And the male, I actually, I took a road trip down to Utah to visit my family for about a week. And the day before we left, I stopped at one of my old pet stores that I used to go to when I lived down there because they would typically have green tree pythons. And I saw this really cool male, and he was labeled as a Jayapura, and he looked a lot like one of the first Cyclops I bought. But that's what he was labeled as at the store. And I know a lot of the conversations that I've had recently with a lot of the podcasts and the Jayapura and Cyclops region and things like that. But, I ended up acquiring that male from a pet store. And then the next morning I started my 12.5-hour drive back to Oregon, and he was just chilling in a tub, and just sat in the car with me and the family. And we just drove up and got back and got him adjusted and settled in and let him chill. And I actually acquired him first. And then I got her about 2 months later, I think in September, and I got him around like June or May or something like that. And then had them she laid almost a year on the date that I got her. So I ended up having the male never went off food. He always ate, but I had another male go off food. And so I put the other male with a different female, and I had put him with this female, thinking like, well, if this male went off food, like maybe there's some stuff going on in the room. And these are pairings I wanted to try out. They were both Jayapura females, and they're both technically Jayapura males. And that first pairing,
I'll tell you what,
locked
you
up a ton.
committed. You committed because to ride, what? You did what? So I counted 22 total hours you drove for 2 snakes?
Well, that doesn't include, so the female that Bill Stiegel owns, Clover, I drove from Salt Lake City, Utah to Renton, Washington, which is on the border of Canada. It was, I can't remember how many hours, but it was pretty close to 20. I had to drive through all of Idaho, and then I had to drive to the
one way?
Oregon coast. Yeah, one way. And then I drove to the Oregon coast, drop off my ex-wife and her kids at the time, and then drove 4 hours north and picked up the animal, and then drove her home and drove her back to Utah where I was, and then had her there. And so I've traveled a lot for certain animals. When I saw her, I saw the pedigree and everything. I was like, I gotta have it. And so I'd emailed the guy, and he didn't really respond. And after like a few weeks, he ended up emailing me back and said, hey, yeah, like I still got her if you're interested. I just haven't really been motivated to move her. And so I told him my situation. I said, hey, I'm driving up from Utah. I want to pick her up. And so, yeah, no, I've driven quite a bit for animals. There's certain times where if it's close enough and I'm able to drive to the collection to pick it up, that'd be cool. There's not really a lot of people that are close enough to do that, maybe up in Washington. So, yeah, I mean, aside from that pair, I paired them up the beginning of July. And on July 3rd or 4th, they locked up. And then they locked up for two and a half weeks. And the female was eating. And then she turned off food the second to last week of July. And then she ovulated August 13th. And then she laid September 19th. But as far as cycling goes, what I ended up doing is I had taken the animals off food in the spring. So in that time, I took them off food. I think it was March and April. And then I tried to pair in May and like didn't get any reactions. And so I just kind of fed normally May and June because I just figured I struck out. and then paired them up in end of June, beginning of July. And they didn't breed for the first few days paired up, but I just left them together. And then he started locking up with her, and then the other pair started locking up, and I was like, oh shoot, like, okay, now you guys are both going. And the first pairing didn't end up transpiring to anything. It was pretty unfortunate, but this one ended up resulting in she had 12 perfect eggs, and she did end up gaining weight. Damn, like not really. Like it's kind of a big shirt, but I'm still pretty skinny.
Cause you want to CBR fat boy.
I know, bro.
Chuck, did you just turn into a woman, Chuck?
No, bro. I'm just saying, like.
Don't talk about my body shaming me.
Said, oh no!
I was just like, bro, it's like a big shirt. Like
my shirt's big.
He said,
right,
"Big is beautiful."
So I ended up with 12. I ended up with 12 eggs. All 12 of them hatched out. It was pretty amazing to have them all hatch out. One of them was kinked towards the neck, and so that one unfortunately didn't make it. But they all hatched out okay. He just didn't make it. I tried to feed him just to see if he could do it, and it just was not going to work. So unfortunately, that one didn't make it. But that's also the clutch that I hatched out twins. So I hatched out twin babies in that clutch. That was pretty incredible. They both made it at like 3.5 months. Knowing now, if I knew it then, I could probably keep them alive and probably do a lot better and maybe kind of take care of things a little bit easier. But to be honest, I didn't really reach out to a lot of people in the first clutch. I asked a couple people about the twins. I think Ryan Young was one and Buddy Buscemi. I just reached out to them because those are the first people that topped onto my head about who could potentially experience it. I had forgotten that Ian Bessel had hatched out twins, I think, on a couple occasions. And so I didn't reach out to Ian at the time, but yeah, it was a cool experience. It was awesome having those babies, and I know there's a handful of them out there still doing pretty awesome. Mike 1776, he's got 2 of them. I think both of his ended up being girls too, which is pretty cool. I think my buddy Sterling has a couple of them. I still have one. I had sold one to someone in Ohio.
Adam, we're gonna make a list. We're gonna make a list because we had a few people asking, so we're gonna make a list.
I know you guys keep talking about the shirts and nobody's got it.
Yeah, but nobody comes and really tells us we want some fucking shirts, bro. Like
we're gonna do a pre-order. We're gonna get something made and do a pre-order. But y'all
here's the thing: is if y'all show that y'all really wanted shirts, y'all would have had shirts 3 fucking months ago. Realistically,
so now it's our fault as viewers.
Yes, because I asked y'all I would have went and got the shirts made. I would have literally went and got the shirts.
You hear this, listeners? See how we're being grouped in on this? None of us appreciate the shirts, I guess.
There's no shirts to appreciate. It's up to y'all if y'all want the shirts.
We want the shirts, bro. We need the shirts. No, I'd wear my Chondro Bar Room shirt all the time if I had one.
I'm wearing Sal's Cryptic Chondros. I actually got your shit still here, Tuck.
Yeah, bro. I was about to say you still have my package from 2 freaking years. My God, dude! If Sal watches,
bro, I'm still
you still haven't gotten it. Yeah, Sal, I'm still waiting. Bro, I'm still waiting. You're not waiting on a SIM container, bro. I sent you one, so don't even.
No, I was about to say I'm waiting on beef jerky from this guy. So.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't you chime in, bro. I sent you that. I know it was 3 years late, but I sent you that.
Hold on. How you gonna get on him about sending us something 2 years late? You sent that 3 years late to me. This is like a pot in the kettle conversation.
We just operating on Keno time right now.
Hold on. No, first off, the stuff I sent to y'all, it got there in this. So
that is true. I will say that.
Okay, I will say this though. It has been about a year now since I've sent it, and he still has not used it. No, did he?
I'm going in. No, did he?
I had to do that.
The best BBL in history.
But you sent it to me in the middle of me incubating. Hey, what you want me to do, dog? What did you want me to do?
I'm pretty sure you got another clutch since then. You got another.
You said he wanted you to show grace.
Yeah.
I want you to pick those eggs out. put them in
Yeah.
the right container and say, all right, these are gonna
The
happen.
right container, okay. Yeah. Compromise my whole situation, huh?
Yeah, fuck your situation.
No, I'm pretty sure. So no, you still
That's
had it.
basically what he said, bro. He's like, yeah, hey, by the way, that's in the mail. I was like, yeah, I'm like on day 30. You know that, right?
So, yeah.
Like, okay.
We'll swap out and use this one.
Yeah, because I sent him a SIM container. I was like, bro, how come you're not using that? He was like, what do you want me to do?
Right. That's what the thing is. He kept telling me every week though, like, yeah, it's in the car. I'm gonna send that today.
I know, bro. I had this
All right,
thing
cool.
sit in my car for I don't know how many times. I kept telling myself, like, I gotta go to FedEx. I'm gonna get a box, and I just it never happened. And then eventually I got a box, and I was like, oh, this would be a nice box. I checked it, and I was like, oh, hey, bro, it's in the mail, and it ended up being
White man sending a brother off is tried and true in America, the American way.
So it's gonna be a short trip, and oh man, it was terrible. But no, as far as where are we going? Can't remember where we are. I know we were on the first clutch, but we kind of went off track a little bit. As far as that one, I think on the second clutch was from the same Jaipura female. That time I had bred the Bill IS male to her.
Did you do anything? Damn, Travis, you was mad at that big cap, huh?
I don't got like a real bottle opener. I'm using one of those little wrenches you get.
He sent that thing to the moon. You hear that? It was going out of orbit.
It's just one of these little wrenches you get when you be putting shit together. They send you.
If you got a hard hat, you might want to put it on. You don't know where that thing's going to come flying
Is that
down.
one of the things that come in the dresser, the little Ziploc bag when you
IKEA
put the dresser
dresser?
together?
Yeah, from IKEA. You know, they send you that little tiny wrench.
Yes.
They're like, this is going to be great. And most of the time, it don't even fit.
Listen, I got hella bottle openers downstairs, but I didn't want to stop the show, so this is how it works.
Next time,
I
bro,
get it
you gotta do it. Next time, you gotta do it with your teeth, like.
No, listen, I'm from the South. I got a bottle of beer with any damn thing.
No, dude. You got to say that.
I ain't saying that after everything I say. Listen, y'all can sit around and be like, no Diddy, if y'all want to.
Well, all the time. It's like half our
You was singing the
conversation now.
song. You was just singing the song.
I was singing the song, but I ain't really gonna realistically say that shit all the time.
Why not, bro?
No,
You real. No,
man, the
sometimes
first time
you
I
say
heard
something
that,
sus.
I had sent that to King. I was like, bro, can you believe this is the new trend now? Like, it was crazy.
No Diddy. What did he do? What did he do?
It was crazy.
We should. What'd you say? You say Jada? He probably did Jada. He probably did Jada.
But did you see the video I sent you when Tina was saying like, "What would I do if I started the song?"
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was just like, yo.
I don't think that's real.
It.
I don't think that's real though, bro.
It's not. And I was just like, bro, I was like, why y'all trying to defame a Memphis legend out here?
That's something that he would have said though, bro, at the listening party.
He probably said that shit in the back of the cafe.
No, listening party.
Nah, bro, he probably said
Terrible.
that. He not that. I mean, he might be that terrible. I don't know.
Hey, no, Marlon, that's you. You be singing "Sexy Red" in Jamaican. And Patois.
Yo, I feel like Marlon be Dutchy whining by himself in the moonlight.
Oh man.
No, he pawned the airplane, bro. He be like,
yo, whenever Marlon go to a karaoke party, he instantly take off his shirt and start singing Wayne Wonder songs.
Bro, Marlon does look like the guy that he'd be shirtless all the time. I give you credit for that one. He looks like he'd just be chilling all the time, shirtless. Like
no,
Marlon's vibe.
I like Glow too. Glorilla.
He's got that like Jamaican vibe, you know. He's just chilling there smoking.
Marlon, the dude that go to the party.
Marlon,
the dude that go to the party. He can't wait till they turn the lights down so he can start humping the floor and shit. That's Marlon.
The super aggressive Jamaican
Hey, why you
humper.
gotta do that?
Hey, they be getting wild, man. I went to one of them parties. I was like, man, y'all need a rebel over
You
there?
went to one of them parties? Like, what you doing at one of them parties?
Marlon start bending girls over and flipping his leg over him. Look at me. Start doing
Yeah, bro. They
acrobatic
be
shit
acting,
on
they
the
be
booty
acting a fool,
Marlon,
cheeks.
I
bro.
got so much love for you, bro. Like,
Marlon like, yo.
funny.
Marlon said, yo, here $20. Don't stop playing Sean Paul. I'm going in. No deal.
There it is. There it is.
Start chewing on glass.
No, we know you're not Jamaican. We know you Haitian, bro. Shout out to the Haitian, my Haitian cousins, bro. But we do know that you was the dude at the party doing
Shout out to
that
the
shit.
Zoes. Shout out to
He
them
said
Zoes.
daggering. He said daggering.
Gaggering.
Marlon didn't take his shirt all the way. He put like just the front of the
Oh,
shirt
man.
behind his neck. And started dancing.
Yeah.
Like Beavis and Butthead just run around.
Yeah,
I'm
he pulled his
Polio.
shirt to the back of his neck.
Somebody, you feel me? You feel me? You feel me?
Oh man,
That's
shout out
terrible.
to cousin Marlon, bro.
Man, I love Marlon. Oh man. It's been a minute. I need to talk to that guy. It's been a minute.
I ain't heard from
He's
Marlon in a
awesome.
minute.
I know he's just been doing his thing. I've been watching his posts. He's just been doing his thing.
I
His
only
animals
see
are looking awesome.
I only
His
see
emeralds are
Marlon's
looking
wild
fantastic.
ass Facebook posts, bro.
I
Marlon, what is
had a lot of contact with Marlon lately.
Marlon? What is your what's going on with you on Facebook?
Marlon do be wilding on Facebook, bro.
Marlon, what is wrong with you on
Hey.
Facebook, bro?
Hey,
Marlon,
Marlon.
who are
Hey,
you?
Marlon.
Who's your audience, Marlon? That's my question.
Who are
When I
you
see your
trying to
Facebook
reach?
post,
Oh,
who
hey.
is your fucking audience, Marlon?
No, that's no, his who made the song? There's been a lot of lust inside of me since our teenage years.
Oh no,
I
I don't even know that
either,
song.
man.
That yes, you
Something.
do that because when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad.
Oh,
Bruh,
that
he
was
been holding-
Donnell Jones. That was
He been
Donnell
holding
Jones.
his, bro. He on his Donnell Jones vibes, bro. He got a lot of frustration he been holding in, and when he got single, he was like, yeah, Facebook, here I come.
So you saying Marlon is equivalent to dude that gets out of county jail and starts hanging out the laundromat looking for bitches?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go.
I care for you, love.
It's more for the toxic community. Oh yeah, there you go, Marlon.
I
Yo,
care for
Marlon's
you,
Facebook.
sweetheart.
Marlon's
Are you
Facebook
okay,
post on me
Marlon?
like, what the fuck is this?
Blink twice if you're okay, bud. Like
We
we
don't-
get you. We got you.
Marlon is definitely okay. You gotta worry about the girls that be and I gotta give it to him. People be answering Marlon back. That'd be the craziest part. People be engaged in Marlon's wild ass Facebook posts.
Hey, you
I be
know
laughing
he's got
at
it. He's got
I
the
be
audience, man. You guys
He-
are just hating because he's got the. He gets the feedback that he's looking for.
What do you?
No,
He's
I be
got
rolling.
engagement.
I be
I be
rolling.
looking at it.
I be genuinely, you know, you be having me rolling. I swear.
I be like, who is Marlon talking to out here? And
Every
so,
time
like,
I
there's a
get
bunch of
on
people
there, I
like,
start
me.
rolling when I
I'm
see
in
him.
this, me.
For real.
Yeah, they do love
Absolutely.
it. They for real do love it. Marlon, you right. You are a Facebook comedian, dog. Like,
He
for real,
is.
bro. Marlon,
He's
it
just
is
all
funny,
around.
bro.
He's the guy. He's hilarious.
Yeah,
You want a good
man.
laugh? Chat with Marlon. He's great.
Yeah. Go to Marlon's Facebook page and just.
Shout out to the hood rats that love that.
Marlon, listen. Marlon said if he see you at a bus stop, he can get you.
He make posts with people who listen to Sexy Red.
That's quality. That's amazing.
Hey
But,
man, he make music for girls that still wear the Japanese cherry blossom from Victoria's Secret, Bath and Body Works. He make jokes for them. Yeah.
Hey, I still,
That's amazing.
you know, hey, the the Victoria's Secret smell still, get me going. You know what I'm saying? So, church.
Just-
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
it smells like poverty to me. That's what it smells
Hey,
like to
you
me.
know, look, ain't nothing like being in high school, you know what I'm saying? Your crush.
When he smells that
No,
Victoria's Secret, he's like, man, I need some cheese.
nah,
Ain't nothing like cheese.
ain't nothing like being
Like
in
that
high
aroma
school.
of just, I need to relax
Nah,
and eat some
ain't
cheese
nothing
and
like high
crackers.
school. And your crush come to school with that Victoria's Secret on, smell like Victoria's Secret in gym class, baby. Mixed together? Yes. Have mercy.
If y'all didn't know
Have
this, Keno was
mercy.
definitely a
Smell like a
juvenile chair
smell like
sniper.
smell like a high school hallway. Smell like a high school hallway mixed with that Victoria's Secret. What was it?
You sniff chairs? When
It
she
was
get
like
up
Yeah,
off the
you,
chair,
it was
you
like
yes,
a
smell the
you did.
chair?
cantaloupe. It was like a cantaloupe one.
Oh, you
Oh,
talking about the cucumber
Man.
melon?
cute day, boy. Look, yeah, he coming
I
melon.
remember cucumber melon,
You get the
bro.
body lotion too. She get the body lotion. Oh, look, I'm
Cucumber
finna,
melon was for the conservative
I'm
girls.
finna marry you. You finna be my high school babe.
High school baby, get out of here!
That's
Get
amazing.
out of here!
The time was had with that Victoria's Secret. Hey, look, for you youngsters out there, look, y'all aunties or whatever, ask them. They'll put you on game. Telling you. And you go a little bit
Yeah,
old. You go a little bit older. You know they was dipping in that white diamond. You know what I'm saying?
it
You don't
was,
know. You
it
don't
was,
know
it
nothing
was a
about that though.
Victoria's Secret spray, the red one with the roses on it. It was
Yeah.
Japanese cherry blossom. It was the cucumber melon. And what was the other one? Oh, it was like the Christmas vanilla sugar one.
Look, y'all see that? Don't act like
I
I'm
don't
out
think
here
I remember
alone.
that
You know what I'm
one.
saying? Don't act like I'm out here alone. Y'all know what
Yeah,
Victoria's
yeah, we
Secret was.
remember.
The
Listen, if you
Victoria's
was out
Secret,
there,
baby.
you remember. If you was out there, you remember.
That's
You
what
remember the
everybody wore in high
scents.
school. All the high school chicks, all wearing the same thing. Going
He
Yeah,
said that
Victoria's
cute.
Secret.
getting that work. Coming to high school
Marlon.
with dingy bras on, getting that work.
DG bras.
Yo, cucumber melon body spray and gauchos.
Yep. I
That's what I
remember.
heard.
That's
You
quality.
talking about the flip flops with the flower
Hey
on it, and
Pat,
had
thanks
No,
for
all
I'm
hopping
different
on.
talking.
flavors.
I'm
The
talking
bust
about
down
the.
ones.
I'm talking about the pants that was like capris too. The
Oh
you
yeah.
remember them shits where the
Them with
ankles
the
is
they
out?
had them on with the sandals though, because I remember
Yeah,
the
with the
white
sandals
sandals.
too.
The white sandals they would turn gray.
Yeah, we gross. That's that's what I
How
realized
we
after.
gross?
We
How we
gross.
gross, bro? When you in high school, look, you in high school, you gotta take it how you can get it, you know?
I guess so.
No,
And
there's
you
still standards in high school.
and you remember
You know?
getting notes with the perfume still on it and the
Yeah.
body spray?
I
Yeah.
I remember I remember getting when it was a little musty
Yeah,
folk. You know what
Keno
I'm saying?
probably
He
was
said
like,
it was a
"You
little
smell
musty.
like ass.
I was in the
Spray
musty
this
waters.
axe."
Look, when you young, like, when you 16, 15, look, you know, look, you ain't worried about it. look, is it clean?
Come on, Keno, tell us what we're not worried about when we're 16. Please
Is it
indulge,
clean?
sir.
Yeah.
Is it
All right,
clean?
man.
And is this closet
Listen, before
this
Keto
closet
talks
got
too
a
much,
lock on the inside of it?
let's get back to snakes, bro.
Let's
I
get
gotta
to the
ask you.
let's get to the second clutch.
I had another question besides the clutches, but go ahead.
All right, so second clutch. So second clutch was I gave the Jayapura female a year off. We had actually moved, and so I wasn't really planning to do any
If you
breeding
16 in
after we
high school
moved.
right now, by the way, Junior, shout out to you. You know what I'm talking about.
Just shut up. Just keep going, Tuck.
Enjoy
Anyway,
high
so
school, y'all.
I pretty much did the exact same thing I did in 21, last year in 23 with her. I did food cycle him again in the spring, and then ended up pairing her in July. This year, I actually didn't food cycle her. I don't really know if she is going to go. She has locked up a couple times, but I didn't actually cycle her this time. I just kind of seeing what happens. I know the last two clutches that she gave, she ovulated in the same month, about a week apart. So I guess I kind of food cycled them. I took them off food for about a month. I think it was about a month that I didn't feed them, but it wasn't anything super extravagant this year. Mainly because by the time I started kind of figuring out what I wanted to do, didn't really lead up into any preparation. So I've been doing a little bit more of the temp cycling this year, messing around a little bit more with my temps. That seems to be working pretty well. But the second clutch, so she ended up laying 15 total eggs, and 5 of them were shelled. 3 were fertile. The other 2 had very weak veins. They crashed they crashed in like the first 3 days. You dying over there?
Oh, bro, I don't know what's going on with me today. Like, I've been sick since like 2 p.m. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Man, I've had allergies like crazy. But anyway, so she had 3 fertile eggs that ended up going the distance. The first one pipped way too early. He was on day 48. No, I got the hiccups. It poked its head out and then put its head back in, and I could see where it poked out that like its head was sitting there. So I was like, all right, well, it's not drowning, so I'm just gonna leave it. It poked its head out. Maybe something will happen. The next morning, it was dead in the egg, and it had a wrapped umbilical that was tied around the body, and so ended up dying before I'd figured that one out. And it was a really nice baby. Beautiful full stripe, beautiful pattern, Blaze Neo. Big shout out to Pat. Thanks for tapping in. So it was a beautiful baby. I'm trying to repeat that pairing this year. She bounced back even better than she did on her first clutch. And so I'm just going to give it a shot and see what happens. If she goes, cool, and hopefully everything works out. And if it doesn't, it's not going to hurt my feelings if she decides to wait until next year. I wouldn't mind either way, but it would be cool to see what happens. I decided not to repeat her this time because last time when I gave her the year off, I didn't end up really getting the results. And so I was like, well, maybe it just kind of keeps her in the cycle and the motion kind of. I kind of compared it to some of the ball pythons. I've repeated them and they've laid and they've done really well. And I know you can't compare a ball python to a green tree python, but that was just kind of the mindset going in. It was just kind of pretty lax with her to see what happens. And they've locked up, and we'll see what happens if she I've separated them now. I haven't put them together for a little bit because she doesn't typically start really building and developing until July, and then she'll ovulate typically in August. And that's just been the cycle that she's done the last 2 times, and I'd imagine she'd probably stay pretty similar to the same. And then the third clutch ended up being the same Bill IS male I paired to a Biak female, and I had cycled her in the spring, but I started pairing her in August because the male went off food after this Jaya ovulated. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of weird because you ate during the whole time. But now he just went off food, and he only went off food for like a month. He just refused like a couple meals. And so I had paired him to the Biak female because I wanted to try getting her going with him, and they locked up instantly. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. And then she went into a shed cycle, and I was like, dang, they probably, usually when you pair a snake and the female goes in the shed, typically they'll stop breeding sometimes afterwards. And so first thing I thought was, oh, damn, that sucks. Maybe I missed her window, and she's got, a similar window to the Jaya. Didn't end up being the case. She shed the end of August, and I paired them back up in September, and they locked like crazy in September. They had a couple more locks in October, and then by October 28th or so, just a few days before the Jaya female eggs hatched from last year, she went off food. She refused food. And I had fed her normally. I had been doing temp cycling and giving them bigger drops that night. Sorry if I'm echoing, my headphones might be dying, but and so messed around with that, but she went off food and she ovulated in November. Ended up laying her clutch on Christmas morning. Woke up at 4 a.m. and she had started laying, and man, I was ecstatic. She laid 14 healthy eggs and 1 slug. So another 15 egg clutch. So it was really cool to have 2 females drop, 15 eggs. And it's the first time I've gotten 2 clutches in the same year, which was a huge milestone for me personally. A lot of my milestones are really for myself. I really want to see myself do these things, and it's awesome seeing other people, and it's awesome to admire them and to kind of follow in their footsteps. But those are just big dreams that I've had since I was a little kid, since I started researching and really learning about chondros and being able to experience the whole 9 yards. And to me, that's breeding and producing, and then growing up those own animals and breeding those and producing another generation of things that you've hatched out. And that's a huge thing that I would love to accomplish. And I'll get there. I'm getting close. I'm excited, but that the out of the 14 eggs, sorry, going back to the Biak clutch, I can get off track. Sorry. Those 14 eggs, 9 of them hatched. So we have 9 healthy babies, and I know I mentioned earlier they're all doing great. All 9 of them are thriving. They're eating. They're all unscented on small fuzzies, and no, they're doing phenomenal. It was a really nice clutch to get established, and really excited with their progress and how well they're doing. Some of them are taking off in growth than others, which is kind of cool. So it'll be interesting to see how they develop. You know, I always have a fascination of kind of determining males and females as babies, just kind of learning and watching and seeing body patterns and shapes and just seeing what those develop into to see, hey, am I pretty close with my guesses? Am I learning something about the animals aside from just learning how to feed them? I want to learn other things too. I want to see if maybe I can kind of get lucky. I know you'll never hit it, you know, on the head, because there's some females that have male bodies and vice versa. There's males that have female bodies that, like, that should be a female. That's huge. And it's a male. You know, that definitely does happen. So it's never guaranteed, but it's still fun, like, for me, just to kind of look at that shit and just be like,
You think that
man, I bet you're a girl.
you think that happens in more pure localities or designers confusion?
As far as what? Like, just the way they look or body shape?
The head, no, the males having female heads and the females having male heads.
Oh no, I mean like body shape. So like, you know, some females will have the bodies they're a little bit more rounded. You know,
I know.
like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So to be honest, I noticed that more in designer stuff. I think looking at it, I saw more designer animals that you would see some males
I think
that would look like they could be females, and vice versa, where there were some males or females that look like they'd be males. You know, they have that triangular dorsal that's really kind of uptight, and a lot of males will exhibit those. So I would see that, but you know, I've seen it in some localities. Like one locality that's really tricky is like Aru. The males and females look pretty similar. A lot of them will have, I mean, not all of them, but I've seen a lot more in those localities where the males will look like that could be a female. Just the way the body looks and things like that. But they just get big bodies naturally, you know, and it's kind of cool because like I have a Biak male that's like 7, 8. No, he's 2016, so he's about 8. And you know, when I first got him, he just looked kind of like a female. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. He just had a little bit of rounded. And it's funny because as he's gotten older, once he hit about 6, I went in one day, he shed, and I was like, damn, you definitely look like a male. Like the way he perches and the way his body looks like, you know, so it's just kind of more fun things just to kind of look at. And like, I'm sure Pat could probably look at an animal like, that's a female. He's a guru with it, bro. Yeah, it's a remarkable, and to be able to have that experience is amazing. And so shout out to Pat with everything and all the knowledge that he's been willing to share with everybody. And you know, it's phenomenal how much the whole community has learned just from a lot of what Pat's done and what's Pat shared. And you know, and that doesn't discredit any of the other people breeding and producing and sharing knowledge, because you know, all 3 of us are doing the same thing. You know, we want to share things. But to be able to have, you know, the experiences that he's had, it's phenomenal, and it's such a wealth of knowledge. And the amount of animals that he gets to see, you know, it's second to none. It's incredible, unless you're working at Bushmaster, you know, unless you're seeing these things coming in firsthand. You know, Pat's just incredible when it comes to the chondros and many other species too. A lot of his venomous stuff, like Pat is just a general wealth of knowledge that it's just, you don't find many of those in the community. Really in a lot of communities, just someone that's actually really experienced and understanding of what's going on, but then of many other species, to be able to go and talk to him about just other things. You know, the scrubs, he's really big into the boega. I probably said that wrong. It's phenomenal to see all these many different species. That to me, you know, kind of like Ryan Young works with many different species. You know, I applaud a lot of those people because everything takes different care, different feeding, different everything. And so you're adapting to so many different species, and it's really cool. Like, I would love to be there one day. You know, I remember having a bunch of different things, and, you know, maybe one day when I have the space, I can do that again and kind of branch out more. But right now I'm really working with stuff that, you know, just kind of more hyper focused on. This has been my passion forever, and I definitely want to see that grow. So when the space happens, there's definitely more things I'd like to add, but you know, in due time.
Chuck, I gotta ask you this question, my good brother. All right, what is the exceptional difference between your collection before you lost all your animals and when you restarted? What is drastically different between those two time periods besides your ex-wife?
Oh, well, that's a pretty big one. So like, there's a few different avenues. Like collection wise, back then I probably had way more designer stuff. I definitely didn't have a lot of localities. I went like full blown designer. I mean, I had a Todd Wetzel male that ended up going incredibly high black. I had a couple Arctic Blue females that was Arctic Blue bred back to his daughter. I used to have some really phenomenal things. I've had the black snakes and the blue snakes, and I had some really nice high yellow stuff. I actually bought a high yellow female from Ryan Burke from Sunshine. I believe it was Sunshine or God, no, it was Mayan Sun and something else. But I think, what's his name? He's in Florida. Shoot. Drew. What's his last name? Drew Russell. I think he posted the female. I want to say he had posted the female for sale, and then it was like at Ryan Burke's, or it was Ryan's female, or Ryan ended up shipping it to me. But that was a beautiful female, and I had another male from my friend Dakota at the time that was from high yellow lineage. And so, I mean, I had just a lot more designer stuff, some Dale Jewell stuff, my Insanity Aquaboy 6, the Todd Wetzel stuff. At one point I had Clover in my collection that now resides at Bill Stiegel and produced a beautiful, beautiful clutch for him, I believe, last year. And those are amazing Neos. And so, I had a lot more designer stuff back then. But I was stupid back then. It really doesn't look that far away.
Though.
I mean, I am, but when it comes to like the care of the animals and how attention to detail, when it comes to like trying not to cross contaminate a lot of those things, like I didn't care about those things when I was younger. I was just caring about having the coolest animals and making people like me, and probably made more people dislike me than did like me having stuff and just being stupid with it. I will admit I've made so many mistakes back in the day, and I still make some now. But I try my best to be a lot better. I can promise you I'm a way different person than what I was back in the day, and I'm grateful that I was able to take a break and to try to come back and do things the right way. To really respect NIDO and to respect that process and how serious and dangerous it is, how careless you can be in your collection, and I reaped I suffered a lot. I lost a lot of amazing animals, and it was really hard. And I got my Dale Jewell female. Yeah, my hairline's gone too. I had a Dale Jewell female. I guess she was technically my first clutch. She slugged out, but she bred for me. I had a couple animals from my friend Armando. They were Mr. Blue Forest Aquaboy 6 bred to a Biak, and he had bred that male to 2 different Biak females, and I had acquired a pair from each pairing. I bred that male with one of my Dale Jewell females, and I paired them in July. They locked up, and Dale then nothing happened.
Isn't he from Texas, right?
I don't remember where Dale Jewell is from.
Okay.
I can't remember what part, but I mean, he had some phenomenal things, and so she ended up ovulating in December, and she had laid in. It was like first week of February, I want to say, and she ended up laying like 13 slugs, and she had 3 retained eggs, and she died like 3 days later. Tried soaking her and getting them out, and it just was not happening, and it was pretty terrifying because the sounds that were coming out of her mouth was just god awful. I thought she was just dying. So that's when I realized that like shit was really serious. And luckily I was in a pretty big enough place where it did wipe out a pretty massive portion of my collection, and very quickly, within about like a month. I had a couple Emerald Tree Boas at the time, and I'd lost a lot of things. And back then I really didn't, like, I knew about NIDO, but there was so much controversy back then on a lot of the tests. And this is back when I was like 2015, 16, 17, and, about things and how consistent things would be. And there was a lot of people feeding information that I really probably shouldn't have listened to, because it really made me believe that like it wasn't something real. And then when it wiped out, like I believed it, and it crushed me. And like I said, I really didn't want to get back into things, and now I'm grateful that I did, because and I was gonna save this for later, but you know, aside from the clutches that I've been fortunate enough to hatch out, I have a sarong female that's actually, as we speak,
Twerking.
in the process of her ovulation right now. She
Make
just
that big booty
moved to
twerk. Make
the
a
bottom
sarong
of the
booty
tub
twerk.
because her
Cloaca
swell
twerk.
is so big. She's just
Cloaca
chilling right
twerk.
now. So I spend a lot of time looking at my animals and with my animals, and so, but it's exciting, you know.
Can I
You know,
rub that
with her
cloaca?
ovulating, there's going to be another chance of maybe some more chondro eggs here in July, and maybe I'll be fortunate enough to hatch out some babies in September. And
Caress that cloaca?
no, man, I just
put
we'll
the
see what
tip of your
happens.
tongue. Listen, Tuck, bro. Listen, I don't like you, Tuck, bro. I love you, bro.
Yeah,
Just
Pat,
so you
those
know.
Arctic Blue kids were dope, and they were phenomenal. And it's really unfortunate what ended up happening with them. If you're curious, because I remember you got to see them. If you ever want to know, you can reach out. I'd be happy to share it with you. This is not something I've ever really posted. I don't post a lot about really anything anymore. I just post pictures of the snakes. Speaking of which,
All right, you can tell me.
You should
Tell me
post.
what happened to
Yeah,
those.
you should post the memes that you send us. Yeah, you should show the public the memes that you send us.
no,
They don't
You
find
said
out. They don't find out about the real Tuck.
no. Yeah, real tootie Tuck.
Mormon Tuck.
yeah, I do
You
wear
find out what's going on deep in the
orca
cul-de-sac.
bamboo pants.
Yeah.
So these aren't yoga pants like I'm sure Pat can rock.
Why
But
do you have bamboo pants?
Hey, where's your rope? Show
bro,
us your
bamboo
rope.
pants are so soft. Like, have you
Do you
ever felt like
wear
bamboo?
do you be wearing the pants that the girls wear with the stripes on them? So when they twerk, it look like
No,
you get
bro, they're
hypnotized.
they got orcas. Like, who doesn't love fucking orcas? Like, that's a whale. That's a cool
What are,
one
what are,
too.
what are bamboo pants? Are they made out of bamboo?
To be honest, I don't know. I didn't order any of these. Paris bought all of them, and she was like, "These are bamboo." Now that
But what
we
are bamboo-
actually are starting
but
to
what
talk
are
about
bamboo
it out
pants,
loud,
though?
now I feel guilty that we might be taking food away from pandas. Oh,
Why
man.
your wife buy your clothes for you though?
Oh, bro, I wear my work clothes and then I wear sweats, and that's pretty much my wardrobe. And so if
You
she
should be
didn't
wearing
buy
condoms.
clothes,
With the bruise gloves on.
I got no more kids that are going to be coming out. Melody and Winter are the two, and I'm happy with that. But can't get this glove to fit all the way.
Hey, you put them
Okay.
gloves on. As soon as you put them gloves on, I think you're a scientist.
Yeah. Stop saying that.
What?
I don't know how well you
It's
can
real
see it.
scientific with that rubber hand.
Stop saying that.
I don't know how well you can see that. But
There's
that
like a
is one
yellow
of
spot
my,
right there.
Yeah.
yeah, he's really cool. He's got a lot of like this yellow highlighting coming
This
in.
one of the third babies. This was the
It looked
last
like the
part.
shirts I'll be leaving in the bed of my truck and forgetting about.
Yeah, this is from the I don't know where the
Wow. Whoa.
This is from the
Whoa.
Biak.
Relax. We don't want to know what you do with
Bill
these shirts, player.
What?
No, he was talking about the shirts they leave in the back of his truck. That's all. They're all hard. They get all hard.
Yeah, no, he actually just shed last night or this
Feel like
morning or
concrete.
last night or something.
You said it feel like
But-
concrete?
I love his head. He goes,
No
wow.
Diddy. No Diddy
Too
Tuck.
bad.
Yeah, no Diddy.
Too bad they
Yep.
can't stay soft underneath your fucking Willie Beeman hat.
That's
Hey.
terrible.
Shout out to the
That's
Willie
terrible.
Beeman hat. The head is definitely soft. You know what I'm saying? The head is definitely soft. You know what I'm saying? You see the fade. You know? Low.
You keep-
You know. It's the Black
Do you-
Caesar.
Do you keep them creaming?
Hey, look, it's the Black Caesar. I don't do none of that stuff. I keep the midget hair ringing.
Yo, shut your ass up, Keno Beeman.
Hey, you know.
All right.
On Sunday, I'm serving all little people.
Any given Sunday?
Hey,
Any given Sunday. Y'all heard it. Any given Sunday, a midget can get it if Keno got on his Willie Beeman hat.
I didn't
this
start the
is-
midget talk this week. You did. I'll be
I
hating
mean-
myself this week.
To be fair, he's not wrong. So this guy is really cool. I don't know if you can see him or if the camera will actually.
But these are from the third
Autofocus.
clutch.
Yeah, this is from the Biot clutch.
Okay.
So that's actually Plankton. He's my God. I can't figure out this camera. He's my one-eye chondro. He or she.
Okay.
He's really dope, and he's probably one of the coolest Blaze Neos.
What happened to his eye? What do you think happened to his eye?
So I don't know. There's a few things that I think potentially could have been possibilities of what happened.
Hey,
During
look, Pat, I'm only shoot for the greatest, baby.
Yo. He takes a honey pack. He's a from the four shooter.
what do you say? Echo Jordan.
I take a honey pack and I'm turning to Steph Curry.
He takes a honey pack. He's a from the four shooter.
I'm turning to Steph Curry. You know?
So to
Steph
answer your
Curry.
question,
No.
I'm not really 100% sure what happened. What would cause them to hatch with one eye?
Shoot from anywhere.
I did have a hiccup in my incubator.
I shoot up my own midget clubs.
During January in Oregon, we get really gnarly ice storms, and so we'd gotten hit with the storm, and it ended up knocking the power or making the breakers flip for about 2-3 hours in the middle of the night. And when I woke up in the morning, I had found it, turned it back on, and the incubator had only dropped about a degree, so what it says, but it probably dropped a little bit more inside the box. And so I think maybe it was the temps that could have caused that with the one eye, but to be honest, I'm not really sure. I would like to repeat the pairing at some point and just see if it happens again. Right now, I'm kind of just more fascinated with it of why did this happen, and this animal's thriving. It freaking eats like crazy. If it could, it would eat every single day. And it's really neat. And actually, if Pat's still here, there's a Neo that hatched out from my Biot clutch to the Bill AS male. I'll pull him out in a second. My hands get super sticky from hand sanitizer, and so it makes putting the gloves on a pain.
No diddy.
But I had reached out to him because I had hatched a Neo, and this thing took a pinky right after its first shed, like a champ, and all of them did, and I was like, sweet, like this is cool. Maybe they'll keep doing it. That was wrong. 2 of the babies, they just stopped.
That's called karma. That's called karma because you had wished that on somebody else.
Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna go into that.
You are a piece of shit for that.
Terrible. That was terrible.
You are a terrible person for that.
Yo, do not ever in your life be in a situation where Keto gets to call you a piece of shit.
Dude, I know. Like it was terrible. We're not gonna get into that. That was terrible. I apologize so much. It was awful. I still do to this day.
Hey, don't ever be on the phone with Travis when you almost about to die.
Oh yeah, he just laugh at you, I bet.
Yeah. Go on, Tuck. Continue, Tuck.
I'm getting lightheaded. The comedy is killing me.
So this Neo, I had reached out to Pat about it because it was something kind of interesting. So this baby, it had its first shed. Let me grab this card so I can get this right. It had its first shed on February 28th. So that was right after hatching, had its post-hatch shed or first shed, whichever you call it. And then it ate on the 29th, so the day after. Offered it, scented pinky, took it right away, ate it, no problem. And then it went off food, so it refused basically all the way up until March 17th. So for about 3 weeks, it just stopped eating. But the interesting thing, before I fed it a pinky head, because that's what I ended up going to on the 17th was a pinky head, it shed again on March 14th. So it had its first shed, and then not even a month later had its second shed with 1 meal, which was really interesting. I was like, I've never had that before. Usually they'll go through 5 or 6 meals, sometimes 4 or something, depending on the baby. Typically we'll launch them into a second shed at that point. But it did after 1 meal. Didn't want to eat. After it shed, still didn't want to eat. I gave it 2 pinky heads, and after that, it just took off. It started eating again. Had its third shed a month after its second one, and then just had its fourth shed. And it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 meals deep since I had to give it the last pinky head. It's eaten 14 times without anything scented, anything. It's on small fuzzies now, really small ones, just when they start getting hair and things like that. But they're taking off, and so it's phenomenal. Let me grab a glove. Let me show you that one because it's a really cool baby, and I'm really excited because when it first hatched out, it was a pretty light red one. Basically, quote unquote, looked like I guess if you picked out all the babies, it would be one of the last red ones that you'd be like, oh, that's cool. But it ended up developing and just getting darker, just really chocolatey looking. I know when I bring it into the light, it's probably going to brighten it up a lot, but ended up getting just super chocolatey. I know, I'm sorry, bro. It's super bright.
That's a beautiful baby.
But it's really cool, and I'm super glad that it's thriving and it's doing good. It had some rub issues on its nose, and so it turned yellow. So now it's just got these yellow marks. Everyone thought it was OCC, but nope, it just rubbed its nose. But it's a phenomenal baby, and it's eating and thriving, and all of them are looking at me thinking it's food time, which is what I'd love to see. Obviously when you're establishing babies, you want them to pull
come to the front of the cage, and they're already there trying to get fed.
And when you start hitting that point, it just makes you feel a lot better. It makes you feel good about the clutch, and so I'm excited to potentially see some the pairing that that's during her ovulation right now is a Pulcher to Pulcher sarong types. So I'm really excited to. I've never done those
because we need more pure locales in the world.
We do, and so I'm excited.
Locality, integrity. As Keto calls
some red neo sarongs, but these will all be yellows, and I'm still really excited to see what happens. The male that I have is, I know we all do, and
what's wrong?
So
damn, man, that's crazy, man. Ain't nobody gonna get no red sarongs ever. That's
I know, man. They're just non-existent.
Crazy.
But aside from that, no, it's going to be awesome. I'm excited to see what happens with the potential repeat pairing, and I'm excited to have the project going with Brian Latimer. We're hopefully work on some more uterensis stuff. I don't know if I'm really going to call it Jaya stuff anymore. I'll probably just end up calling it all uterensis. Just to kind of.
You scared? You scared? Pat? You scared of Patrick and Dan?
No, I'm not. I'm not scared of Patrick. I have the utmost respect for Patrick and Dan.
You got scared of Patrick with that last show.
No, that's just like, to be honest, like that's kind of the way the community really, I feel, should be going, because that's what's going to be pushed out a lot more. Like
if Mama call him Cyclops, I'm gonna call him Cyclops. If his Mama calls him Clay.
No, I definitely believe that there are characteristics that can be found in the upper mountain regions of Cyclops compared to the lower regions of Jayas, and in the grand scheme, there's always going to be exceptions. There's phenomenal Manacori stuff out there, and how similar it can be with the Arfac stuff and vice versa. It's just phenomenal because there's still some really cool characteristics and things that the animals do that you can still appreciate and have a love for. I just feel like moving forward, a lot of the community is probably going to be pushing that way, because let's be honest, man, with how many locality names, it can be really crazy when someone goes, hey, what's this? And, well, it's this. And, well, what does that mean? Then it kind of stems into a whole another conversation.
You just
and you have
those
charts
P.
that are really nice.
You pushing P. You pushing Poacher.
You pushing Poacher.
No, it's I just feel like that's just kind of the way things are slowly trending. I'm going to implement it more on my post, and I'll still put in parentheses, what I feel, and when we buy things as they're labeled, like I'll still call it a Jaya. It might not be. It's obviously a uterensis, but that's what they say with Jaya Larays and Cyclops, that they're all basically the same thing. And Scientifically, that's what it basically is. But we've all
Call
seen
that
kind
shit
of
what my
characteristic things.
forefathers call it.
Chondro
Fuck all
Python
that shit.
viridis or
Yeah. Green snake.
Chondro Python.
green tree snake. Yep, my dad used to call them it was emerald tree pythons and green tree emerald boas, and it was so funny when we were first getting started, and we still joke about it to this day. With you remember when I walked up to that table and totally butchered what we were looking for, and I was like, yep, I still do to this day. It was phenomenal, and I still appreciate you taking me to the show, and it was a good experience that we still laugh about to this day. My dad was a big influence in helping me out getting into a lot of things, so it was really
Shout out
awesome.
to dads.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about the time that you licked that wild axolotl?
Bro, I didn't lick a wild. Okay, no, I did not.
Yeah, why?
lick
Can I ask you a
any
question?
amphibian
Why does
or-
Keno got like this log of this freaky ass shit you did
Bro,
with animals?
No, it's not even that.
Keno told me this before. He said when you licked the axolotl, you had pulled your wee wee through the bottom of your shorts, and you was having a good time.
Oh my God, no, bro. So we were camping, and I was
With your
using a
wee-wee out?
crawdad trap,
He about to lie.
and
about
I
to
ended
lie.
up
Go ahead.
catching.
Go ahead, son.
Bro, oh my God,
You
no,
catch
no.
a herpes.
So none
Tell
of
the
this
story.
You
happened.
can catch your
I'm on
feline
a family
herpes.
camping trip. It was phenomenal, but
Get
it
your
was in the
wee-wee out.
Tillamook rainforest, and no, not with my wee wee out, bro. It was too cold for that. Aside from that, I caught this thing that I thought was an axolotl. It looked just like one. Turns out, I think they're called mud skippers or something like that. They're
It was
like
just
these giant
a black dude's
salamanders.
wee wee. It was a black wee wee.
I straight up thought someone just like released their axolotl, and
No, it looked like an
you
axolotl.
guys are ridiculous.
It looked like an axolotl though. It was like
It did look
was
like an
changing-
axolotl.
It was
I
changing
like,
colors though.
it was weird, and we ended up letting it back go in the river where we caught it. But I sent him the video, and he's just, oh yeah, no, it's insane how he
You
can.
sent me the
You
video
can send him
of
something
what?
cool, and he'll just twist it like, bro, why'd you do that to that animal? Be like, bro, I'm just sending you. Look at this cool thing I found. Like, so what'd you do to that? And it's like, bro, I just took pictures and I let it
So
go.
you didn't break
Like,
out.
there's
after you
nothing
touched
else
it,
behind
after
it.
you touched it, you
Like-
broke out.
Broke out? No, I didn't even like touch it with my bare hands. We put it from the trap into a tub, and then we went from the tub back to the river. Like, simple as that. It was nothing else. It blows my mind.
Okay, explain
Explain what? Let's hear this.
Explain the swing picture.
Oh, bro, no. Okay, so this is
Listen,
stupid, too.
hold on. Listen,
Like, yeah, this is ridiculous.
you don't have to explain yourself about everything that Keno brings up, bro. You're not on trial. He's not
No.
fucking Nancy Grace.
Oh, it's okay.
Get over it.
I just asked him a question.
The swing one.
Keno's
is a
acting
pretty
like
good
Nancy
one.
Grace right now.
I never
Bro,
put
I
nobody
was
on
sitting
trial
there-
like Travis did me. You know
I
what
was
I'm saying? I would never do
posing.
that. Travis put me on trial. He called the whole courtroom. I would never do that.
It wasn't even that. Like, oh man, I was posing on a swing. Paris
did,
took a
Adam.
picture, and he's sitting there like, "Why you look so fruity in that picture?" I'm like, bro, I was just standing on the swing. Like, he's always got to kind of throw jabs. Like, man, you look pretty suspicious in that photo. Like, why you got to
Bro.
stand like that, bro? You got to critique every little thing.
Bro,
It's
there's some
okay,
things
though.
that
I
like
still
around
love-
Keno, bro.
Hold
That's
on,
my-
dog.
That's
like
my
don't
dog.
ever eat a hot dog around Keno. Don't ever eat a banana around Keno. Don't ever eat a lollipop, a popsicle.
No, I don't do that stuff. No, I'm talking. These is pictures that he got in his phone.
No, so Keno, the amount of time that Keno and I spend on the phone,
That's my dog. That's my dog. by the way.
that's my brother. My amazing fiance Paris.
Look,
is
you've been
incredible. She is.
getting
She-
caught in some compromising
She
situations.
shared pictures that she took of me when I was being goofy, and
I
just
know.
kinda
I seen all
fun.
the pictures.
I know you probably seen them all.
I don't
And
think
this
you was
guy
being
got
goofy
him.
though.
He got them all, and so now I like this will be randomly like 3 months down the line. I'll just get a random picture. Like, remember this? Be like, bro, like this is forever ago. Like what?
Bro, listen.
He'll never let me live it down. He's
Bro,
got some
listen.
good ones. To be honest,
Bro,
I really
listen.
What about the
respected
picture?
some
What
of them
about
in
the picture when
rules.
you
Listen, hold
you was
on, bro.
sleeping like an
Keno,
angel?
bro, Keno is ridiculous, bro. Me
Like
and
you sleeping
Keno
like a princess.
in the car. It was me and Keno in the car with my wife, and me and Keno had an argument about percentages for the mosaics, bro. Listen, Keno doesn't care
Oh
about your
man.
girl being around. Keno is fucking insane.
What you
No,
mean?
hey Trav,
We
do you
had a
leave the, does she
conversation,
leave
bro.
the
It
seat up?
wasn't. It wasn't nothing
Trav,
disrespectful.
hang on. Trav, does she leave the seat up?
It
What are
wasn't
you
nothing
talking?
disrespectful.
What are you
Does she
talking
leave the
about?
seat up?
No.
Oh,
See,
okay.
so you don't see. Look, Travis. Look, this how you demand. This how you. I'm gonna tell you from this day forward.
You're
This
welcome,
what
Trav.
you gotta do, Travis. Look,
This is every
look.
day. This same conversation we have all the time.
So that's what you do, right?
He about to say some stupid ass shit to me.
Yep.
What is
Well,
fucking
snap
what do you
on
mean
Trav.
that?
This you got. This look. We have a reestablished dominance. You know what I'm saying? So look. Next,
You don't
start
start it like that.
just start telling the wife leave the seat up. You know.
Nah, bro. I rather not have dumbass conversation with my wife like that. I'd rather
Hey,
pee outside, to be honest with you.
Hey,
Does your
look,
family
lead
love
it.
you all the time, Trav?
What you say? You said does my family live with me all the time? Yeah, man.
No, does your family love you all the time?
Probably not. I'm an asshole, bro.
Oh, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. My family loves me all the time.
I'm an asshole, bro.
All right. So
All the time.
he asked you this question, and I'm sitting on the
Hey,
couch.
I asked
No,
him on some real brother. We was like
no,
real brothers.
we're
I'm gonna let you
straight having
explain
this
it. I'm gonna let you
conversation.
explain it. Hold on. I'm gonna let you explain the story, but bro, I asked him like brother to brother. You know, I hit him up one day. Hey, dog, look, let me holler at you, bro.
This is
Oh, you go
bad.
ahead.
Yeah.
You
So
go ahead, Tuck.
so he hollered at me, and we're having this conversation and everything, and it's a good conversation. And then it
It's
gets
a
to
real
my part.
conversation we have.
This is a real good conversation, and he goes, do you feel like your family loves you all the time? And in the corner of my eye, I see Paris in the kitchen. So she's like within earshot. And so I'm sitting there thinking like,
She looking at
yeah.
him like Ike. She giving that Ike look.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there like, yeah, my family loves me all the time. Like, I feel appreciated, blah, blah, blah. Like, very next day, we're on the phone. And I straight up, I'm in the living room. There's Paris, the kids. And I turn, I think it was to Winter or something. And I said, hey, do you want to go to the store with me? No. Hey, Paris, do you want to go to the store with me? No. And I was like, I'm not taking the baby. And I was on the phone with Keno, and he's just sitting there in my ear. My family loves me all the time. And not a single one of them wanted to go with me anywhere. Like, it just immediately bit me right in the ass. And it was amazing. We laugh about it.
Wait, well, hold on. What
literally
about the
every
day
day.
you was chilling in your snake room and then the wifey bust up in there and she's like, hey, bro, we on the phone chilling,
Oh,
man.
man.
We talking about deep snake plans. What he gonna do is breeding
Oh,
season.
yeah, we're talking about breeding season. We're, like, hyped up. And I'm just
She
chilling.
bust in the door. She was like,
where
what?
this rack is sitting, I was sitting in this exact spot. I was just sitting
Yeah.
on the floor,
With your wee out.
just chilling.
No, she bust up in there. She was like,
she opens up the door. What are you
she was
doing?
like, what the
And I was
fuck are
like,
you doing?
I'm
Keep it real.
I'm just
She's like,
sitting
what
here.
the fuck are you doing in here? And he's like, listen.
Like
He
a
was like-
child, like a badass 9-year-old.
Hey, he's like, well, baby, I'm just in here chilling with the snakes. She was like, you need to
What's
get
up,
your
Angel?
ass out there. She was like, you need to get your ass out there in the living room with your kids.
Yo, why you make it sound like that episode of Chappelle Show when they had the World Series of Dice? That Ashley Larry wife came downstairs, and that bet not be the money out my goddamn purse.
Yeah. So I hit him with that.
That's basically
My
like that.
family loves me all the time.
And so
All
I'm
the
sitting
time.
here just busting up laughing all the time because I just hear this and immediately, like, we both just start laughing because we do the same thing. Like, we'll be on the phone and he'll say some shit and I'll do it too. And oh yeah, no, it was phenomenal. But this always happens while we're on the phone. For whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what
she
it
never
is.
barges
You
into
getting
the
punked.
room when I'm not on the phone. But when I'm on
She
the phone
told
with
you-
Keno,
She
and I
told
had to
that
warn
man.
her.
She told that man he was a bad bitch.
See
She
what I
told,
mean?
look, oh, you speaking
Is
of
she in the
devil?
back? Oh shit, that's creepy as fuck,
Shoot
bro.
at me. See?
That's
It is,
creepy than a
right?
motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, she just
Yo,
keeps up in that room.
Yo, she Jack Nicholson.
Love you, baby.
Bro,
Hey,
she hit you with the
she
Shining,
probably
bro.
just told his ass, hey, look, It's you 9 minutes over. You need to get your ass out of here. Don't be in this
Get your
snake room
ass.
too
Yeah,
long.
she straight up
Put
threw a
on.
crock at me.
Yeah. Put
Man,
on them low cut draws.
she heard me. So, hey,
She
Angel,
told
how's it
him
going?
put the thong on.
Yeah, she said put the thong on. Let the tip hang out.
And what about the time that she told you
Yo, come on, bro. Let's stop embarrassing. Let's stop.
I know this is
What
quality.
about the
Right here.
time she told you was a great housewife?
She's just gonna come back in here, bro. Stop.
I know, bro. I'm gonna get beat up. My family loves me all the time. All the time. My stomach
What?
What she gonna do? She did Jack Nicholson, you know.
I was doing the
She did Jack
dishes.
Nicholson. Though.
She kicked that door, kicked open like.
Yo, she came in. She was just like, "What you
I hear
motherfuckers doing in here? God damn it!"
It's Johnny.
She's like, "You know what time it is? It's low cut draws time. Get the
About to
low
get
cut
the beat
draws
down.
on."
I can't laugh this much in the snake room. It's 80 degrees in here, and
Yeah.
I'm sweating. That's amazing.
She was
That
waiting for
is-
you to come out so she could hit you.
I know, bro. As soon as I walk out there, I'm
Put
probably
it
gonna
as in the
take a
hairline.
baseball bat to the face. And what you say about me? No, she don't do that. She's amazing. I love Paris. She's the
You're a
most
liar.
amazing.
And that
thing
better
that
not
ever
be the
happened
money
to
on
me in
my
life.
goddamn purse,
She's-
Larry.
She's
I'm telling
phenomenal.
y'all, he's been lying for like the last 30 minutes. He be whooping his ass.
yo,
I be on the
Paris.
phone. He deserve it though, because y'all should see the stuff that he be trying to feed his family, man.
Yo, Paris
Bro,
said
that
she
was
talked
one time. Oh, bro. Oh, no. One time I made this terrible ass meal. Like, it was awful.
I
Like,
remember that
it was-
story.
You
it was
bogus,
straight
bro.
up like.
You bogus, bro.
Yeah.
He told me.
Paris
He
said
told
she
me.
talked to him like Raekwon. She said she
Bruh,
rugged with her Tim's on.
Bro, it
But
was
he
awful.
told me he was. He
Like,
told me
straight up.
he was fixing sausages and vegetables for dinner for his family.
Oh, and there was like, oh no, it was stupid. I won't even relive that. Since then, I 100% stepped up my game. I'll never cook anything like that again.
Yeah, I try to tell him, you know, with the proper seasonings, all you gotta do is go get some chicken, you know. But
and I'm over here just like, I'm gonna just do sausages and like cut green beans.
it wasn't even
It was
sausages,
something
bro. It was
else.
hot dogs. It was cut up hot dogs.
Yo,
I think I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. it was
hold on,
sausages.
no. Fuck that, Tuck. There's a big difference. Was it cut up hot dogs, or was it cut up Polish sausages or smoked sausages? What was it, Tuck?
No, they were
Cut up
Polish
hot dogs.
sausages.
No, they wasn't, bro.
They were like I
got
have
the picture, bro.
I sent it to you. It was not a hot dog. You can pull it up right now. Check your phone.
Did you try to feed your family veggies and weenies?
Oh, bro. Oh, there's like Parmesan noodles with herbs or something.
Nah,
like that.
bro, that's not what
Dude,
that sounds like.
Dude, it was terrible. It was like I think it cost less than $10.
It was food that you give away that you see people passing out at the pantry.
It was
bro.
stuff
Like,
that I used to eat
at a
when I would
mission.
like have my first apartment and like life was super.
It was
broke.
mission food, bro. Like
was-
you had
it was terrible.
the mass feedings for like people that's less fortunate. Yeah.
Bro, hold on a second. Keno, do you
And then he
remember those
says a comment about
stores?
the housewife. I can't cook.
Keno, do you
Right, I
remember
can
those
cook
stores
toast.
back in the day? There was like Aldi's, but they was like cheaper than Aldi's, and everything they sold, it looked like they just got it from like the
It was
back
all in
of
the
them.
same box. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
It was the Wix. You talking about the Wix
Mhm.
store?
But they had them shits when I was still in Maryland, right before my wife had my daughter. I used to be like, "Yo, these shits still exist."
Wix store.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
bro.
look,
Like back into my hobo days.
Hey, that's how you
like-
know. That's how you know you came from nothing, man. If you ever
Bro,
had,
we
if
used
you ever
to
looked
eat
in your
ice
pantry,
cream out of a toilet paper roll. Like, come on, man. Like when we were
What?
kids. You remember
talking
those little
about-
push pops?
You talk about push-ups, bro? Them
Oh,
shits is-
okay.
Yeah.
Yo, don't
we
you
used to eat that shit
ever
out of
talk
toilet
down
paper
on
rolls.
push-ups, bro? Don't
I
you
ain't
ever
talking
talk
down on it. I'm just saying, like, if we can
We'll
eat out
fight
of
you
toilet
in this
paper rolls, we can
motherfucker,
eat
bro.
sausages, vegetables, and noodles.
We'll
Like,
fight you
No.
over a
That's
push
like an
pop,
upgrade.
bro.
No, I came a long way from opening the cabinet and all the food looking the same. It was all white boxes with blue writing.
Yeah,
don't do that no
peanut butter in a big ass can.
9-flat dry milk.
Yo, but let's keep it a buck though. Government
That
cheese
9-flat
was
dry
something
milk.
special.
And that non-fat dry milk,
Yeah.
we used to make a fire bath. Put some of that in your bath water. Yeah.
But that government cheese tastes so
Terrible.
good, but you know it's gonna rip your booty apart when you try to shit it out.
Soup kitchen, yeah. Adam, you know what I'm talking about. That's how he fed his family.
Okay.
He said it. He fed his family like he was mixing up a big pie, and they was in line.
Shut up. Anyway,
It was awful. It was terrible. I will admit that was hands down the worst meal I've ever cooked.
Hey, he
in my
did this
entire
on the
life.
phone with me, so I'm giving ideas. I'm like, dog, you can whip this
I
up
know
in
we were
like 10
talking
minutes.
on
This
the
ain't nothing.
phone. and,
yo,
like,
don't listen to
he was like, oh yeah, no, he gave me like a whole recipe. You're like, you know how when you Google recipes and you get like the whole life story behind the recipe, and then you start actually getting to the recipe, and then you got another like 4 pages, and then they actually talk to you about how to cook it. You know,
when
those,
you start when you read like a paragraph about how this lady's soul is connected to smoked paprika.
Yeah, exactly. So that's
supposed to
basically
been
what I
reading
got
that.
from
You
Kino while
supposed
I
to
was
been
walking
reading
through
that.
Walmart. Is like,
You
this is
supposed to
what
been
I
reading
used
that
to
on the
do.
way to
You gotta do
Walmart.
it like this. And I'm over here like,
this fucking
man,
stupid.
I don't know what half of this shit means, so I'm just gonna get this and this and this, and it was terrible. Yeah, no, I definitely
Wow.
stepped up my game. I would never do that again. That was awful.
Okay, cool.
This
What you sear
this
you
fucking
sear the hot
stupid.
dogs now? You pan
Yo.
sear the hot dogs?
No, bro.
Oh,
Air
Listen,
fry, man. You gotta air fry it.
listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you don't feed your family properly seared meats, you don't really love them.
No, like I can cook steak really well. Like I can really cook steak, but
Yo, why we roast
steak's
this
also
man's cooking
expensive.
skills? Anyway,
I know, like I know how I love how we went to.
well, I've been on the phone
We-
with you a lot, dog. You ain't
We're
never
supposed to start
cooked
with
a steak.
C.
I mean, you ain't never cooked
listen,
a steak.
we're not doing this
I
anymore.
cook
We're
snake
not.
eggs,
Listen,
and they hatch
Tuck,
babies.
Tuck is gonna get to live the rest of his life. Well, at least the rest of the night. He's gonna get to live the rest of the
Maybe
night happily.
she
Yo,
might beat the
listen.
shit out of me after this, but we'll see.
Yo,
Lock
tell
the door.
parents don't. Yo, tell parents don't ever do that again because if she ever goes to
That
court,
be
they'd be
happening to
like, "Yo,
Jeffy though. Too.
Paris
That be
is
good,
crazy."
too.
I would be like, "Yo, I synced it. Yo, she
I
is
synced
crazy,
it.
dog."
I see it.
Jeffy be
yo,
getting beat too, so don't worry about it.
he said, "Joffy."
Oh, Brittany would murder you,
Yeah.
bro. She beat the shit out of you. Yeah. Like,
I don't get beat. Brittany already
Listen.
know. She already know how I'm coming. Put that
Yo,
switch
listen.
on.
I see Brittany
I
in
hit her with
real
that
life,
switch.
bro. I see Brittany in real life. If Keto and Brittany had a fight, bro, he got a real contender. Like she don't look
I feel like
she don't
would
look
be
like
throwing
she just gonna
haymakers.
easily lose.
Hey,
She don't
that's
look
why I'm
like
hitting
she
her with
gonna
that
flail.
She already
I'm
know
gonna hit her
he
with
got bad
I'm gonna hit her
ankles,
with
so
that-
she
that
just be
switch.
taking out his ankles.
I'm gonna hit her with that switch. Hit her with that.
This is ridiculous. This is
Put his
this
wig
is
on to be
ridiculous.
Katina.
This is ridiculous. All right, yo.
I love you, babe. I'm just playing.
Shout out to
Loves
Brittany.
me
Shout out to
all the
Paris. Shout
time.
out to my
Right.
wife.
And shout
Hey,
out to
shout
the
out to the
women
wives.
that hold everything down.
Yeah, that
100%.
put up with our bullshit.
Yeah, our unadulterated
They allowed us
nonsense.
to do all the stupid shit we get
My
to do and
buffoonery.
to have these silly conversations. And no, it's
Well,
always
yeah,
a handful
no,
with the kiddos, and
no.
it's huge.
Parents allow you to do stuff. I do what I want.
It was terrible.
Yo,
That's probably why I
Yo,
love the
shut
rest
the
house so
fuck
much.
up.
Like, this is the one jurisdiction that like nobody has control over except for myself, because it's like
No, it's
probably
not.
why I like hold on to it so much. Is
No, it's not. Paris be invading that motherfucker. She's just.
Oh yeah,
the
she
door
fly
like,
into the room. What are you
I'll
doing?
fuck you up,
What's
Tuck.
going on? Get your ass in
I'll
the
be
kitchen and
down.
do the dishes. I know she's probably watching this in the living room right now, and she's like, "Man, I'm gonna beat him." Like,
She is.
and make it sound terrible. She's really not. She's one of the most amazing people in the world, and she's got a kind soul until you piss her off, and then she will send your friends all the possible dirt that she has on you, and then you'll never live it down forever.
That's terrible.
Reminded all the time.
Right, because I didn't even
I
bring
love my
her
dog,
kids,
but
so, you know.
I relive through all these moments almost at least once a week.
Hey, the gun still got bullets in it. I ain't even so, you know.
All right. Listen.
Travis don't even know about the birthday cake. but we won't talk about that.
We'll talk about the birthday cake later.
Oh
We don't-
man.
No, Travis,
no,
I'm not even gonna tell. I'm not even gonna bring that up.
No, bro.
That's no.
All
That's
right, whatever. I don't even know about the birthday cake.
You know about he told you about the birthday cake?
No.
Oh, bro, yeah, no. I'll tell you about the birthday
I'm
cake.
gonna take the birthday cake to the grave.
I'm just
take that to the grave.
I don't even really want to know about the birthday cake because I just know
You
touch.
see him shaking like, oh my god.
I don't really want to. Anyway,
the hammer cake.
That was wild. Whatever you want to see, I ain't said nothing.
Did you get a birthday cake with a
can
dick
lose
on it, bro? Did you get a birthday
She
cake
did.
with a dick on
She
it?
did. She
I'm
did
out of
last
here.
year.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I didn't say nothing.
Chuck,
I didn't say
Chuck,
nothing.
that's hella
You know the
disrespectful.
famous Voodoo Donuts? They sell a donut that's straight up cock and balls, and it's in this massive fucking box, and that's what I
And
got.
you let it
for-
shoot
for
the
my
cream
birthday.
filling in your mouth. This has been it for Chondro Bar Room
I
episode with
appreciate
Chuck
everybody
is
that
back.
tuned into this craziness. And I'm sorry
This
that went off
is
the wall, but
utter.
I would have had to
I
take
promise-
this case and mush it in our face until her birthday.
This is utterly insane. You should have known it was gonna be fucked up when Tuck was here. He wore his hat. Keno wore a Willie Beeman hat. You should have known it was gonna be bad if you watched this shit. But
it was a great episode, man. It was really phenomenal. I
but
always
that's
appreciate
it
being
for the
on.
Chondro Bar Room.
Shout out
I
to
don't
Willie
want to know
Beeman
any
hat.
more about
Shout out
this.
to shout out to Dick
To the
Cake.
Skull to Sack lovers, you guys all go.
Shout
Okay,
out to Skoda Sacks.
listen, that's not important.
Shout
Bro, Skull
out
to Sack
to
lives matter, man.
you know.
There's no hairline.
Shout out to Chuck living in an abusive situation.
Yes, that's not important.
You like
Anyway,
that real I told you? You like the domestic violence?
listen, don't say that out loud. Please stop saying shit like that out loud.
Kev, I gotta send you this reel now. Like, I
No,
gotta send it to you.
listen, just send it. Don't say you sending it. Listen, that's been us
Damn.
for the CVR.
What's gonna happen? Travis gonna start getting beat down too.
No, it's not. That's not what I'm worried about. That's not
Travis
what I'm
gonna
worried
put the
about.
lumpy on his head next week.
Nah, that's not what I'm worried about. But anyway, y'all have a good night.
Thank you,
Y'all
everybody.
take care of yourselves. It's been
It's
real
been a crazy bar room, y'all.
with Cousin Tuck.
As always.
We told y'all it would go off the rails, and it most certainly did, because I don't think we talked about snakes for the last 35 minutes.
Probably not, but if you want to know
Tuck.
about the stuff I got going,
First,
I'm more than happy to reach out.
Yeah,
Always happy to
reach
talk
out
about it and-
to Tuck. But y'all take care.
see
Good
Tuck.
night.
See Tuck on here again too.
Yeah,
Hey, peace.
with his hat on again. Peace.
100%.